spirits. They're rivals.
And I do think the party's over for Penn State.
Still, over the course of many years,
Kick is up and blocked!
they have taken turns haunting each other.
And the Nittany Lions take the lead!
One serving up a nightmare
They were dead and gone.
to end the other's dream. In blue and white, the Nittany Lions ride into Columbus.
We are not normal! We are Penn State!
Waiting, drenched in scarlet, are the Buckeyes.
I don't know what's gonna happen, but you stick together.
On this Halloween Eve, anything can happen. When Penn State meets Ohio State on Saturday Night Football.
Well, the Horseshoe has been a house of horrors for Penn State in recent years. Buckeyes have dominated this rivalry, winning 8 of the last 10 and 4 in a row. Ryan Day hoping to continue that dominance tonight. Ali Rowe has it right now.
Well, Coach, this scarlet scene looks amazing. Your team has been winning by big margins. What kind of challenge will Penn State present tonight that will be different?
Well, every time we play Penn State, it's always a close game. They have a very good defense. They're very well coached. We always know it's going to be a war. So we got to start fast and play for 4 quarters.
You're the quarterback coach, the play caller. What have you told your young quarterback he's got to be most mindful of?
Well, you know, when you're playing against a good defense like this, you have to be smart. I mean, we've done pretty well the last couple games. There's going to be times where we have to manage the game. If it's there, great. If it's not, we may have to punt and throw it away. We've got to play situational football.
Thank you, Coach.
All right.
Ryan Day will expect wrinkles, expect the unexpected from James Franklin's team, both on offense and defense. Clifford, all eyes on him and his mobility. Certainly hope he can compete tonight. It means a lot to him. We'll try to get the ball to Jahan Dotson right there. Boy, it's a relief that the rain moved out. Not bad. Big Ten football weather for this collision in the final Saturday in October. Ohio State's version of the whiteout. The all scarlet unis, Kirk, I approve. I don't know what the traditionalists think. I think they look sweet.
Looks great. Uniforms, stadium, great atmosphere tonight.
Jordan Stout to boot it away. Emeka Egbuka is the talented freshman receiver for Ohio State, but this one sails over his head and beyond the end line. So here comes C.J. Stroud, comes from Southern California. Basketball was his first love, made the switch to football, lit up the Elite 11 quarterback camp, and then everybody wanted this guy.
Yeah, I think the most important thing you can say right now is he's got a firm understanding of Ryan Day's scheme. Keep in mind, last year with Justin Fields, he didn't get a chance to attempt a pass. This year was his first year where he had a chance to throw the ball when they played at Minnesota. Lost a game early, fought through a little bit of adversity with his shoulder. We'll talk more about that. And now, these last 4 games, playing as well as any quarterback in the country.
To his right, the sensational freshman phenom, TreVeyon Henderson, the running back, averaging almost 9 yards per carry. It's a slant, easy pitch and catch to Garrett Wilson, and he gets about 10 yards. Here are our Chick-fil-A impact players when Ohio State has the football.
Well, TreVeyon Henderson, the true freshman, has been special. You'll see him tonight. He's got to be a big part of their run game. Chris Olave, you just saw Garrett Wilson. For Penn State, Ellis Brooks and Joey Porter, 2 of the leaders in the back 7 of that defense.
Three-headed monster to this passing attack. Penn State doing what Ohio State expects. They're giving them a little bit of a cushion early in this game, prevent the big play.
Yeah, they'll bring pressure, but they're very selective on how they bring it. They like to. Brent Pry is a very calculated risk taker. You know, he'll try to play zone behind his pressure. What he likes to do is throw a lot of different wrinkles at you, not show you the same blitzes he may have studied when you were looking at film.
Far right of the formation, running back Henderson is lined up. Empty backfield. Penn State doesn't get near CJ, and he gets the ball out. Hard hit delivered after Smith and Jigba made the catch. Ellis Brooks, the middle linebacker, smacked him.
Yeah, a really good job of holding on to that football by Smith and Jigba. Ellis Brooks, the inside linebacker. Chris, you talked about how TreVeyon Henderson was out to the right, and Ellis Brooks walked out there with him. Right away, he recognized that ball is thrown, came off of Henderson, and was able to make that play in coverage.
Buckeyes with a 3rd and 3. Play fake, short pass, catch made. and knocked backward is Ruckert after making the catch. Still fighting. Where will they spot it? Ball comes out as he wrestled for extra yardage. Penn State knocked it loose, and a quick takeaway. Just the second fumble on the season. Jesse Luketa came up with it.
Yeah, Jair Brown, right, 16. He follows him over. Now, it's a matter of did he step out of bounds. Good effort to stay up, show his balance. Now he's fighting to stay. And look at 16. He rips at the ball. That's Brown. And I don't think he stepped out of bounds.
Well, they'll check it. Ohio State fans hoping that foot did hit the stripe.
That ball was rolling out of bounds, and it hit the inside of the left foot of Luketa, 40, and it pushed it back in play. This is what Penn State needs to do. Yeah, he's in bounds the whole way. They need turnovers. They need a short field for their offense.
And they've got one here beginning at the Buckeye 46. First down handoff to Noah Cain. He lost the football. The ball is out. The Buckeyes say they have it. Back-to-back turnovers. As Penn State squanders the field position, Haskell Garrett came up with the ball.
Yeah, I think Marcus Williamson, the nickelback, got in there, and much like we just saw with Jair Brown, he got in there and pulled that football out. 5, works his way in. Eventually gets in, he's able to get around that block. Now he just kind of pulls at that football, and I think he jarred it loose. See all the scarlet jerseys all over that football. Yeah, it's 5 Williamson right there. His hands on the ball. He does get it out away from Noah Brown, and Ohio State turns it over. First play, their defense gives it right back.
That's a frustrating start for Noah Cain, a running back who is struggling for confidence. It's been a tough, injury-plagued season again. Stroud from the pocket delivers a strike. No, actually wasn't a strike. A rare inaccurate throw behind Smith-Njigba, who was open.
Well, that's the throw that we showed in the open. He's really mastered that. That's a touch pass over top of the linebackers. You got to put enough zip on it because you got to get it between the safeties. That time that ball is behind him. Obviously, he's trying to kind of guide that in there between the two safeties. Just not quite on the same page with Smith-Njigba.
Take it to Henderson, pitch it out. Once again, it's Garrett Wilson. He is so tough after the catch. Spinning and twisting, first down at the Penn State 41.
But sometimes you don't have to always throw the ball downfield for big plays. Ohio State in the past against Penn State, because of their style, where they take away the deep ball, they like to throw it out wide, get blocks by Jackson Smith and Njigba, and also the tight end Jeremy Ruckert, and then let your receiver make people miss out in space. Very hard to bottle up these 3 receivers when they have room to work.
Wilson averaging almost 17 a catch. You see him, Olave, and Smith-Njigba all making impact plays tonight. Potential that 3 guys could finish with 1,000 receiving yards for this Ohio State offense. Under center, they hand it off to Henderson. Tremendous quick penetration by Curtis Jacobs, the outside linebacker. Got him behind the line.
Yeah, he just gets off of the block. He's right here. He works inside and then gets upfield. You know, they want to attack. Penn State wants to get upfield. That's their style. Ellis Brooks, 13, occupies that. Watch him get involved. He takes that tight end away. The threat of him moving inside opened it up for Curtis Jacobs, who keeps kind of showing flashes for this Penn State defense that he can be special.
Why not play more reckless? That was a good example.
Yep.
Get to the backfield in a hurry. They lose 4 on 2nd and 14. Ball to Henderson in the flat. Makes a cut and is wrestled down at the 38-yard line again by Jacobs. It'll be 3rd down and long.
This is an example of what you're talking about, right, with Brent Pry. He's gonna be careful. Watch how they just want to corral TreVeyon Henderson, right? Look where you don't want to let him get outside, right? You want to keep him back inside. Force him back where there's white jerseys, where you have a chance to bring him down. He is so dangerous in the open field.
Again, in this 3rd down play, well, he was far left, now motions back in. See if Pry does bring some pressure here. Only 2, or actually only 1 down lineman in this look for Penn State. They rush just 3, and a hit as he throws. Good pressure. Ebiketie got home in a 3-man rush and forced the throw into the ground.
But he's really come on to be one of the better pass rushers that we've seen in the Big Ten. He's at the top, 17. You mentioned they're just rushing 3. They're keeping coverage. They're hoping that one of them can have a chance to get home, and he's able to work the inside of the tackle that time to be able to affect the throw just in time.
Buckeyes have another Aussie punter in the mold of Cam Johnston, who's now with the Texans in the NFL. This is Jesse Mirko, 23-year-old true freshman from Western Australia. It's a directional punt, not going for distance, just hangs it up, and Dotson drifts over, makes a fair catch at the 10-yard line. So Buckeyes unable to cash in on their fumble recovery, still scoreless. You're right, Kirk, they ordered up some Halloween weather. That's a good look for the Goodyear Blue, providing aerial coverage. Anything can happen as long as you have the drive. Goodyear, more driven. Zooming over this sea of scarlet, the AT&T 5G Sky Cam. Check out the AT&T 5G Sky Cast, ESPN3, and the app. So an exchange of fumbles and a punt for the Buckeyes, pinning Penn State back at the 10-yard line. John Lovett is in at tailback after Kane fumbled on his first carry. Lovett, the transfer from Baylor, fast runner, effective receiver out of the backfield as well. Buckeyes show some pressure off the edge. Little stutter step, and that's a decent first down gain for Lovett. This Penn State ground game has really been struggling as we check the impact players from Chick-fil-A when Lions had the football. Yeah,
Jahan Dotson, Parker Washington got to make plays on the outside. Cody Simon become kind of the quarterback of that defense.
And that is a near first down run. Third and very short.
You can see they're mixing in that tempo. We also mentioned Denzel Burke, the true freshman corner, 29, who's had an outstanding start to his career. Here comes some more up-tempo approach.
And this time Clifford keeps it, and he slides down. Now where will they spot him? They spot the ball down when you begin the slide, but you can see that they're going to mark it for first down yardage. Zach Harrison was there. That's a good sign for Penn State fans.
Yeah.
They feel comfortable to let him run the ball.
Yeah, this is a team that could not run the football against Illinois last week, and he was not interested in running the ball. I don't think he was capable with the pain he was enduring.
Outrushed 357 to 62 by Bielema's team.
Yeah. 62 yards.
All season, they were averaging 3.5 per carry. That's just not Penn State-like. Trying to get the ground game going early this time. Lovett is swallowed up inside by Tyreek Smith.
That's a huge difference in the Ohio State defense. You know, this is an Ohio State defense that was much maligned. After the first 3 weeks, it's been well documented how they started off slow, made some changes to their staff. I think they made changes to the personnel that's had as much of an impact. But we'll, again, talk more about this scheme and what they're doing, but playing a lot better up front, in my opinion.
If we're making some adjustments here, has plenty of time on the play clock. Looking to throw for the first time against the blitz, throws it across the middle, and the catch is made. Brenton Strange, the sophomore tight end, went down low above the rug. He's short of the marker.
Yeah, they brought a blitz that time with Cody Simon, and Clifford actually fell back as he threw that football. You know, they've worked really hard with him this year and stepping into his throws. That time, he didn't have much of a choice but to kind of fade away and get everything he could on that ball to get it to the big tight end to give him a chance here on 3rd and short.
Third down, even 3rd and short, has been a big problem for this Penn State offense this year. That time they hand it off to Lovett, and he's going to move the sticks again. You're talking about the Big Ten schedule. They're 29% on third down.
Right, especially 3rd and short. I'd just like to see with Lovett here, Chris, Noah Kane maybe dancing a little bit. With Lovett in there, man, he exploded, especially on 3rd and short. Ran hard.
Lovett bangs in the middle and then spins, earns 2 yards. You surprised they're coming out this run heavy early?
No. You know, you're going to continue to mix it up, and if you can get those safeties to start to worry about that, that's a big bonus for Clifford.
8 out of the first 9 play calls from Mike Yursich are on the ground. Jerron Cage with that tackle. Now it's 3rd and long.
Yeah, they're obviously not going to be able to hang their hat on that. Mike Yursich, who was just with Ohio State as a quarterback coach just a couple years ago. Justin Fields, the first year he started for Ohio State in 2019. He was working on the Ohio State side. He's now taking that offense to Happy Valley.
2 tight ends in the game. Penn State needs 9 here. Buckeyes rush 5. Clifford has time and delivers a strike. And the catch is made by Keandre Lambert-Smith, and he's into Ohio State territory.
Well, you got zone coverage here. Nice job of protection, and look at the hole in the zone right there. Look at Clifford in rhythm, steps, throws, makes a nice throw on that one.
Looking to throw on first down, escapes, and just throws it away. That kind of ability he didn't have last week against Illinois.
Yeah, it's just as we all predicted and expected. It's a very different feeling Penn State team. Been backed into a corner. James Franklin had a team. He had to answer all the questions. What happened against Illinois and all the overtimes? Why couldn't you run the ball? What's wrong with Clifford? A lot of people thought they would just come in here and get blown out still early in this game. I just knew they'd come in and play with a much more of a gritty approach playing Ohio State after 2 straight losses.
Four-man rush. Clifford again has time, throws down the middle, and the catch is made. And Washington is still alive. Getting some blocks, and Parker Washington, talented receiver from Texas, darts out at the 16.
6, Cam Sullivan. Brown clears it. The linebacker goes out with him, makes a nice opening, good throwing lane that time to get it to Parker Washington. We know about Dotson, but tonight the tight end, Strange, already has made a catch. Lambert Smith could get involved, and Parker Washington is a valuable commodity, especially out of that slot, getting the ball thrown downfield, something Penn State has struggled to do in recent weeks.
Marcus Williams from the safety kind of lost him in coverage. And now they get it to Kevon Lee, who takes a turn to the backfield. And Lee gets a block on the edge and is knocked out right near the marker. Penn State in great rhythm right now.
Yeah, Strange is blocking downfield. 44, Tyler Warren. Watch these tight ends blocking these defensive backs. Good job. Look at 44 working on the corner that time. Denzel Burke giving him some room to work. Good job. There's one big tight end. There's another one. It's a mismatch for those tight ends against those linebackers, against the defensive backs out on the perimeter.
They're all young athletic tight ends. They've been harping on them to improve their blocking.
Well, they took the answer there. That was impressive.
First and goal. Clifford on the roll, fires it down, and there's the tight end, Brenton Strange, and Penn State. Big underdogs on the road, strikes first. Yep. What an impressive 84-yard touchdown drive.
They brought him from the backside right here, and once they do that, there's some confusion on where he is. See how he kind of gets lost in the traffic? Nobody picks him up. Good job by Clifford of recognizing him, squeezing it in, and then the big fella gets into the end zone.
Here's the progressive pylon cam. That's a really interesting route. He kind of clears and then kind of backs up into space.
Yep, just kind of just trying to get caught up in the traffic and hide. That's exactly what he did.
Nothing to see here, nothing to hear. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. What a drive for Clifford and this Penn State offense. They started out pounding away on the ground to open things up with the passing game. And Brenton Strange with his 3rd touchdown reception on the season. All of a sudden, the horseshoe has gotten a little quiet. You knew that kind of play, yeah.
Saturday Night Football on ABC is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? And in part by Burger King. New Ghost Pepper Chicken Nuggets, just $1.49. Don't fear the heat.
The last meeting between Joe Pott and Woody was a nightmare for all Buckeye fans, especially the young ones like you.
I was there, man. I can't believe it. I can remember that, sitting up the C-deck. 5 interceptions. He was promised by Woody that if he came to Ohio State, he would start the first game, and Joe Paterno and Penn State took advantage of that young quarterback from Washington Courthouse.
Penn State's only won twice in the big house. Now I'm sounding like Franklin in the horseshoe since that game.
Oh boy!
I tell you what, Penn State loses their first fumble of the season, follows it up with their 2nd touchdown, Kirk, in the last 25 possessions. That's how much they've struggled since that turning point we talked about in Iowa City when Clifford was injured.
Yeah, the offense has done a good job, but how about Penn State defense? You know, they're going up against one of the more explosive offenses in the country, getting off blocks. Curtis Jacobs on that one, keeping the ball in front of him, playing zone, leveraging the football. Keep all that speed where you can rally to it, not give up the big plays. They created a turnover, and then to get a good pressure here, bro. Eva Katie gets to the inside of Petier Frere. They want to affect C.J. Stroud. They feel that when they look at the film, that a lot of times it almost looks like it's 7-on-7. He's been able to throw on his terms. They want to try to pressure him, even if they don't come up with a sack, just bump on him and try to get into his face.
Quiet start for TreVeyon Henderson. The freshman is tripped up at the line. It's another excellent play by Ellis Brooks.
They are attacking. That time, That time, I mean, he doesn't come up with the play, but watch one. Watch him just get upfield. That's Brisker. Just by getting upfield, that takes away any ability to bounce. Now he's got to force it back inside. They're trying to keep everything leveraged from the outside in.
2nd and 8. He is smacked immediately. Ebiketie met him behind the line. What an aggressive start for this Penn State defense.
What a start. He's known as a pass rusher, but watch how he uses his hands. I don't know if this is a miscue. Nobody blocked him. I mean, the tackle, Petit Frere, comes down, and then he starts to work up to a linebacker. I don't know if you want to leave 17 alone, especially on these 3rd downs, but that time showing you he can get physical against the run.
Ryan Day said you have to expect that early game surge from the Penn State defense. They're known for this. Buckeyes need 9 on 3rd down. Crossing route, completion to Smith in Jigba. He's got a 1st down. That time an accurate throw.
Boy, he can separate. They're going to go fast here. He gets great separation. Work from the left, works across the middle of the field. Watch how he's able to separate. Makes it easy. Good job of giving C.J. Stroud enough time to throw, but he just pulled away from Keaton Ellis, the junior. Tough matchup in the slot when you go up against 11.
Penn State rushes 5, pressure off the edge, and it hurried the throw just a little bit behind Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, he was looking initially to Jeremy Ruckert over the middle and then came back. And by the time he came back to Garrett Wilson, it was a bit late and behind his intended target. First time we've really seen C.J. Stroud out of rhythm in weeks. And it's early in this game. Ryan Day is one of the best in-game adjustments coaches you're going to find, especially offensive play calling. So he's trying to figure out what he's seeing. They're trying to figure it out upstairs because Penn State's doing some things a little bit different than what they prepared for.
Henderson inside, and Stroud told us he's used to that. He studies a lot of tape. He loves the preparation part. Goes out there on Saturday and sees everything else but what they've shown before.
Absolutely. But, can you think back? This is by far the best defense they've faced, during this stretch. But he's very capable. But right now, he's a young guy that's trying to figure it out, trying to figure out where the best way to attack.
Penn State wasn't set up, and on 3rd and long, Stroud buys time and flips a sideline completion. Taking a hard hit after the catch there is Garrett Wilson, and a flag comes down. Now, was he in bounds when he made the catch? Let's check the knee here.
He did not cross the line of scrimmage. Throws it out late. He's in bounds here. Porter hits him.
Not a real hard hit, but he was on his knees, and the play was over at the moment he made the catch.
Bill, I don't know if you would consider that defenseless or what the flag might be about.
I think he got him for a late hit, but I'm not big on the late hit because he's got a chance to break up the
After
pass.
the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 9, 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
So Porter is flagged. Mark Plazinski in charge of this Big Ten crew tonight.
Stroud, good job using his feet to keep the play alive. Yeah, I mean, you look at it in slow motion like that, it does look like he's down, and I think the big thing there, Bill and Chris, would be Joey Porter could have pulled back. He didn't have to come through the receiver the way he did.
But even though he's down, he still has to finish the process of the catch, so he has a chance to knock the ball out. Borderline call.
Stroud hustles up under center on this 1st down play, puts it in the flat to Wilson, who's been busy. Boy, is he shifty after the catch. Finally knocked down at the 15.
This is where you hide these receivers. You work them across the field. Little play action. You get caught up worried about the ability of 32, and then you slide, not a tight end, but Garrett Wilson out into the flat. A lot of room to work out there on the outside.
Both offenses using tempo. Henderson has been contained early. Penn State clearly focused on the freshman who comes in with fresh legs. Very often he gets 8-9 carries. Only had a couple games where he's had more than 15 carries. He's ready for the stretch run.
He sure
hasn't
is.
complained about his workload.
No, not at all. And I think he's been a guy who's been very humble throughout this. He's gotten a lot of attention, but they say he's one of the hardest workers, one of the more mature freshmen that have come through here in quite some time, doing some ridiculous things. You start to look at even with those fewer carries, you start to look at the stats he's putting up, some of the freshmen that have come through this school.
And there is a false start. A little too soon before the snap there.
Before the ball was snapped. False start. Offense number 2. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
We got Olave. Now it's strength against strength here. The Buckeyes have been really efficient in the red zone, third in the FBS, but look how good Penn State's been. 23 red zone trips. They've allowed 7 touchdowns, 8 field goals, and 8 empty trips. That's tremendous.
Yeah, and when you see numbers like that, it's quarterback play, decision making on offense, and then it's a back 7 that communicates very well, passes off receivers, everybody's on the same page.
5 receiver look. Henderson to the far left. And another whistle before the snap, and a timeout taken. So Franklin spends a timeout on defense before this 2nd and 13 play. Buckeyes trying to march to tie the game. See if the CFP selection committee thinks of the first half of this season. The rankings are out. Exclusive review. Kirk will join the gang. Committee Chairman Gary Barr will be interviewed. 7 o'clock Eastern on ESPN and the app. Georgia, obvious number 1, but what does the committee think about Cincinnati and Alabama and Ohio State
and Michigan State?
Michigan State.
Yeah.
All right, so 2nd and 13. Henderson in the backfield. Stroud pressure, tries to make a play on the run, and tightropes down the field before throwing the ball into the ground there. Just nothing on that right side of the field.
Brent Pry showed pressure to his left and then dropped, played zone behind it, but still was able to affect him, get him outside of the pocket where he eliminates the number of receivers that he has. They've been able to score at will in recent games. Last 3 games, 517 total offense in the first quarter. Tonight, only 83 yards so far. You look at the scoring, 52 points in those 3 games in the first quarter.
So far, Garrett Wilson has been the weapon on 3rd down. Stroud loops into the end zone way over the head of Wilson. No chance to make a play. Porter was in coverage, but here comes the field goal team.
Yeah, a long throw and really a good job in coverage. You sit back, look at the eyes of Porter. He knows that ball is coming, and even if that ball is thrown inbounds, he's there to knock that away.
He's got the longest arms in the world, so he's rangy as a corner.
You talked about this, the Auburn game that we had early in the year with Penn State. I mean, this is the best secondary right now in the Big Ten, maybe one of the best in the country, but one of the best Penn State's maybe ever had.
He's maybe the best receivers in the country tonight.
Yeah.
And Noah Ruggles, who still hasn't missed a kick at Ohio State, now 8 for 8 in field goals. He's made all 44 of his extra points, the transfer from North Carolina. But the Buckeyes kept out of the end zone, and once again, Penn State's red zone defense, a combination of scheme, as you pointed out, and a great back end.
Yeah, the back end, the linebackers included. Just an understanding of what they're trying to do, and they're not selling out, blitzing, playing man-to-man. It's a lot of zone, down there, and makes it tough to execute. The windows get a lot tighter. I love these 2 great coaching staffs. Right now, they have some intel to digest. Now you start to see the chess match. Now you start to see the in-game adjustments from both sides.
Positive start for Clifford. Just maintained that he was 100%, said he ran 18 miles per hour in practice on the GPS. Not quite his top speed, but a hell of a lot faster than he ran last week when he could barely move.
Yeah, he said top end might be for him 20. So he's like you said, he's a lot better this week than he was last week.
And able to torque and throw the football without excruciating pain, which also was a problem a week ago. That's a tough midsection injury, isn't it?
Hard to watch that last week. I mean, you applaud him for trying to do it, but they could not get anything going offensively.
Kickoff, fair caught.
Now that last time they were out there with the football, Sean Clifford was in command. They went 13 plays, 89 yards. There's kind of that fadeaway where he just kind of felt the pressure, backed off of it. This time in the zone, finds a soft spot, makes a great throw to Lambert Smith. Again, good protection, time to throw, getting the ball thrown downfield, which has been an issue for them. This time they use Dotson as a decoy, and he does a good job of baiting the defense. sneaking it there to Brenton Strange for the touchdown.
Clifford looking to throw, gets pressure, takes a hit, and it's way over the head of Parker Washington there. Holly?
You guys, Sean Clifford took that injury that's been undisclosed against Iowa. He wasn't himself last week, but I can tell under his uniform that he is wearing some extra protection around his back, ribs, and midsection. There is some new technology in college football right now that is a 3D printer where they can scan a player's body and then print off custom armor. That may be what Sean Clifford is wearing under his uniform right now, but he looks very confident and comfortable with it.
Yeah, a lot of treatment over the last couple weeks to get him ready. And the handoff. You know, Olave hasn't been very busy this season, Kirk. Just 28 carries coming in with the fumble by Kane. Looks like he's going to be the workhorse tonight.
Yeah, and you know he's been running hard when he's had his opportunities. Ohio State, the last 2 plays, bringing the corner off the boundary. 26, Cam Brown. That time he got involved in stopping the run. So back-to-back plays, Ohio State dialing up a little bit more pressure.
Haven't seen Jahan Dotson involved yet. 5 receiver look on 3rd and 8. They bring pressure. Clifford hesitates, flushed, and has to just throw it away. Little confused on the blitz. Steele, Chambers in the linebacker position, rushed the quarterback, 4th down.
Yeah, they had a twist up front when they moved Zach Harrison inside, and then here comes the blitz from Chambers. Too much for the left side of that offensive line to handle. I tell you, Chambers just keeps getting better and better. A running back that moves to linebacker that early in the year was playing like a running back, just a great athlete. Now, man, more reps, much better feel. He and Cody Simon have been great additions to the middle of that defense.
Yeah, obvious athletic ability, but pretty good instincts for a guy who just changed sides of the ball. Jordan Stout, who is a triple threat, kicks off, punts, and handles the place-kicking duties. Nice hang time, good punt. It's Kevin Negandhi for a quick update in the studio. It was a really good one last year in Chapel Hill when those teams collided. We had that one.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, they went back and forth.
So 54-yard punt by Jordan Stout. He could play an important role tonight. Penn State, one of the better net punting averages in the country.
Ryan Day said, you know, we got to be patient, throwing the ball underneath.
They have an open receiver on the bootleg, and they find Cade Stover, the sophomore tight end. About a 7-yard gain.
I feel that Penn State defense is flying to the football. You try to slow them down with misdirection. You know, the bootlegs, try to get outside of some of the pressure. That time, Laquetta doing a pretty good job of staying home. But you know, with Ryan Day, his patience is smart. Underneath. Some point, you try to find Olave downfield or a Garrett Wilson downfield. Try to make a big play vertically down against his coverage.
That's Ruckert in motion. This is Mayan Williams, the short but physical freshman running back from Cincinnati. A very short gain. Will be 3rd and about 2.
When this defense lost P.J. Mustipher, the issue was not only the anchor and leader in the middle, they lost depth, but this defensive line's playing physical tonight.
A fumble! Ball on the ground, still loose. Now a flag is down. Didn't look like either side was ready for that snap.
I think the center just lost the ball. Whippler, I don't think he ever had a grip with a football. Never came up.
Snap infraction. Offense number 53. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
Boy, Ohio State catches a break there.
Whippler is a very precocious freshman center. He just kind of lost the grip on the ball. Ends up being a snap infraction. You're right.
Yeah.
Had the look of a fumble.
Yeah,
another
sure
turnover. And that will be the end of the first quarter. Penn State struck first. A long touchdown drive. Buckeyes answer with a field goal. And the home team down by 4 at the end of the first quarter here in Columbus. Back after this message and a word from your local ABC station. Back. Saturday Night Football on ABC, presented by Capital One. Difference is red zone so far. Penn State cashed in their opportunity. Buckeyes forced to kick a short field goal. Begin quarter number 2 here with a 3rd and 7 for Ohio State. Ryan Williams to the right of Stroud. And another pre-snap penalty here.
Yeah, Ohio State.
You don't expect the home team to be rattled here, but some things are happening differently for Ohio State than they're used to seeing.
Well, everybody moved except the snap didn't come up from Whippler.
Before the ball was snapped, false start, offense. The offensive line moved early. 5-yard penalty.
You know, when you see everybody move, I mean, look at Olave at the bottom of your screen. Receivers are taking off. Everybody's going. It's just the ball didn't come up.
C.J. Stroud talking that he and Luke Whippler, they're in the same class. Redshirt freshmen have a great relationship, great communication between center and quarterback, but not so far tonight. There's a low throw. It's behind Garrett Wilson, but he adjusts well, makes the catch, moves the 6 on 3rd and long.
Boy, it's tough to play man-to-man against this group because you can't bracket them. You can't take Olave away or Garrett Wilson away. You're going to be one-on-one. And if you don't get to the quarterback and you don't get into his face, then you're going to give him a chance to find one of those open receivers.
Henderson, or excuse me, that's Williams, who's knocked down after a short gain. All 5 of Wilson's catches so far have resulted in first downs. He's been the guy that Stroud has targeted.
Yeah, when you have this many weapons, you're not trying to go to Garrett Wilson. You're reading coverage, and whoever's able to get separation, that's who you're going to go to. And right now, it has been more of 5.
Penn State brings pressure. It's picked up. Low throw, beautifully broken up. Darting out was Tariq Castro-Fields, one of the veteran corners in this Penn State team. Well played.
Yeah, Castro-Fields usually into the boundary. Does a good job. Think about who he's going up against there in Olave. Olave can go by you in a hurry. Fans reacting, thinking that he got there a little bit early, but I think he kept his right arm back off of Olave before that got his hand on the ball.
Well-timed lunge. 3rd down again. We need 5. Stroud escapes and flips it into traffic. You can see now the ball's ripped out again. Another fumble. And Cameron Hardy has got it for Penn State. 2nd time they have just ripped the ball out of the Buckeyes' arms.
Chris, I want to see. He was really close to going across the line of scrimmage. A good job by Penn State's defense, like you said, to rip at that football and eventually get that out of there. Let's see, is his entire body? Yeah, he gets that off. He gets that off. If any part of his body at all is behind the line, he's okay. And then here they are, Penn State. Oh, looks like he's down. Looks like he's going to be down.
Williams turned, did his backside, hit the turf before the ball was ripped out there.
Well,
Brandon Smith was the one trying to pry it loose.
And the previous play was a fumble recovered by the defense. The play is under further review.
This is an enormous review.
But Daquan Hardy, 25, comes in there violently with that right hand to try to get it out there. He's down right there before the ball moves at all.
Let's see. Is the knee down? The calf is down. You can't see the ball from that angle. This is our best look.
It's the knee that touches.
Yeah, the knee is down before the ball is loose.
Yeah. Looks like it'll be Ohio State ball around the 47-yard line.
So what would have been the 2nd fumble of this game for Ohio State. They only had 1 all season. Penn State hadn't fumbled at all this year before Kane lost it in their first possession.
Penn State, James Franklin and Brent Pry clearly emphasizing, hey, we can get this ball out. We're going to rip that ball. Even if they make big plays, it's attack the ball.
Ryan Williams hasn't played a lot of football, missed 3 games with concussion. He's returned, and he is sort of the 2 in the 1-2 punch with Henderson and Williams. Master Teague out, not available tonight at running back for Ohio State.
Remember, that was a 3rd and 5. Yeah, they've already had 7 third downs. That was a 3rd and 5. So not only potentially Ohio State will not lose the ball, but they convert another 3rd down.
After review, the runner was down before the ball came out. It will be Ohio State's ball. 1st down at the 47-yard line.
So a reprieve for Williams, and the Buckeyes do have the football at the 47. You just wonder what would happen when they get against better competition. When they're going up and down the field. We said averaging 41 points in the first half against the last 3 Big Ten opponents. They'd scored 59, 52, 66, and 54 points the last 4 games. Henderson's back in the game. He's got the ball, but he just has not seen the kind of holes he's been seeing in the last 4 or 5 games.
But remember what Ryan Day talked to us about on Friday. He kind of predicted it's a grind. He talked to Holly even before the kick. It's just the Penn State way, the way they match up, the way they scheme. They make it hard on you. They have a lot of talent, by the way. So it's a combination of things.
There's another miscommunication between center and quarterback.
Offense number 53, 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
Josh Myers was an All-American safety. Whippler comes in to continue the tradition of centers at Ohio State. A ton of talent, highly regarded prospect. Played pretty well so far this year, but this is the biggest game of his life.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about a real leader in Josh Myers, who was done after last year, after the Alabama game. And that was the one hole on the offensive line because of Myers leaving. And they said Whippler has stepped up, really high football IQ, but he's had a few miscues that have been surprising so far tonight.
2nd and 11 after the penalty. Penn State brings pressure. It's picked up, and the throw again is low. Going down to get it is Smith and Jigma. Stroud's done that quite a lot so far, the low throws.
And sometimes they try to throw it low and away. He calls those balls, Ryan Day calls them down and dirty, especially down in the red zone. They kind of coach it to throw it, whether it's to a first down marker or towards near the goal line. They want him down around the knees.
3rd and 2. Henderson is smacked, met at the line and pushed backwards. Brooks and Elise on the stop, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, just a miscue here again. Thayer Munford, the left guard, just didn't pick him up. Watch 75. I'm curious to know, just kind of lets him free. Munford actually did not get up to the linebacker, Ellis Brooks, and we have 2 Penn State defenders that are able to get inside and penetrate.
So Day not going for it on 4th and 3. Sends out Mirko to hopefully pin Penn State deep, and the Aussie drops that point, kicks that with backspin, and Dotson goes to make the fair catch at the 11. But Penn State's defense gets a stop on 3rd and short. They'll take over a 4. Ohio State students turn to audition for the Taco Bell Live Moss Student Section of the Year contest. Student Section Sauce is the hashtag to use. ESPN.com/Taco Bell. And this crowd trying to make some noise, make it tough on this Penn State offense. Penn State, after getting that crucial 3rd and 2 stop, takes over again at the 11-yard line. Kevon Lee knows the tailback. They fake it to him. Clifford looking to throw, and first down, has time and delivers across the middle. Parker Washington running. And Washington gets Penn State some breathing room out to the 35. 25-yard pickup.
Yeah, he just does a good job of sitting. Huge void in the middle of that defense. They played too high. Nobody behind those linebackers.
Clifford looked to the right, now flips it down. Lambert Smith, that was a funky play because he wanted to go there right away. It was covered. He had a second look.
Yeah, he was lucky to keep that play alive. That's what they wanted to see. Is he doesn't have to do a ton tonight coming off that injury, but just enough to be able to keep some plays alive just like that. Instead of 2nd and long, now you get him to pick up a few yards.
Jahan Dotson off to the left. They haven't targeted the star receiver yet. He's got single coverage. Clifford looking down the middle, buying time. And on the run, flips it incomplete. Tried to force the ball into Lee along the sidelines. Couldn't hold on to it. 3rd and 7 coming up.
Ohio State was forced to change schemes defensively after week 3. Not only Kerry Coombs steps away and Matt Barnes steps in. but it's the scheme. They've been a one-high defense, a middle safety defense, and they've been mixing in some different defenses. Chris, that's something you don't flip a switch and do. That's something you do in April during spring ball. To try to do it in the middle of the season is really challenging. You don't see that happen very often.
Big time, but it was crisis mode, Kirk. They said they felt they had to do something. Just way too predictable before. Franklin, with the play clock winding down, decides this is a good time to take timeout on 3rd down. Yeah, they had about, 14, 15 practices to completely change, not just the scheme, but how different players were being positioned and used.
Yeah, I mean, when you go from cover 3 and cover 1 to cover 2, it's just a whole different ask post-secondary.
Let's take a break.
Saturday Night Football, presented by Capital One on ABC, is brought to you by General Mills. This football season, it doesn't matter where you're watching or how you pregame. We are all Tailgate Nation. So let's prep your home field with the ultimate game time game plan, including tasty recipes and savings at wearetailgatenation.com.
4 years ago, Saquon went nuts, but J.T. Barrett had the last word. Game of his life in a come-from-behind 1-point victory here in the all-gray unis that day. 3rd and 7. Crowd as loud as it's been all night. 4-man rush. Clifford, no one to throw to. Now delivers a strike, and Parker Washington has a first down catch in Ohio State territory.
This is exactly what Mike Yurcich has been challenging Sean Clifford to do. Sit in there on 3rd down. Keep your eyes downfield and make that throw. Outstanding.
Bunch formation again. It's Washington has been featured tonight. Again, they have not targeted Jahan Dotson. It's been Washington and Lambert Smith.
Look at his eyes downfield. Sometimes he has a tendency to want to pull it down and rely on his athletic ability. Yurcich has been challenging him. Hey, man, you've got the arm. You've got the experience. Keep your focus downfield. Just step into it, trust it, and let it go.
It's good coaching, especially important, too. You don't want to take hits. You want to minimize the shots to the quarterback tonight when you're coming off that injury. Very efficient passing game for Penn State. He calls everybody in tight formation here.
Still have plenty of time. Right around 10 seconds.
Now it strips to the right. Clifford looking across the middle and delivers a low throw. Tried to find Theo Johnson off target.
You know, this time, remember I just talked about how he did a good job stepping into it? Watch this throw. The reason it's low, watch him kind of fall back on it. See him fall back? His weight is not stepping, distributing his weight from his back foot to his front. That time he kind of fell back as he threw it, lost the velocity, and the ball went into the ground. They've been great tonight on 3rd down, 4 of 5 so far.
Clifford flushed. Pitches on the sideline. Tight roping was Lambert Smith. A flag comes in late.
Now he stepped out of bounds, and I don't think he was forced out, and then came back in to make the catch.
If you're forced out, that's okay.
Now he just kind of stepped out of bounds.
Illegal touching by a receiver who had gone out of bounds, returned, and was first to touch the pass. 5-yard correction. The penalty is a loss of down at previous spot. 4th down.
Yeah, it's just the same as an incomplete pass. Good spot there, Kirk. Clifford did get hit after the throw here.
Zach Harris
was going to run and then pull back and took a shot on the side.
Actually it looked like he got his left arm down to protect himself from taking the initial hit there from Ronnie Hickman.
Offense on the field here. Penn State.
James Franklin right next to the ref. Looks like he's going to let him go.
Another run of play, high snap. Clifford has to avoid the rush, trying to stay alive. He'll be dropped in midfield. Buckeyes come under pressure. Tuimoloau, the true freshman from Washington State, got him.
But it was really Chris Tyreek Smith, who's had a heck of a night tonight, being able to work around Wallace, the right tackle.
This is Ohio State's first sideline warning. There is no yardage penalty. It'll be Ohio State's ball, 1st and 10.
Watch the pressure right here. That's what forces Clifford to have to get uncomfortable in that pocket. Now he has to step up. Now you got great coverage downfield, and eventually you got a coverage sack. But Tyreek Smith, 11, has had a big first half for this Ohio State defensive front.
Interesting call by Franklin. You know, Day had a chance to go for it. He chose to punt, hit Penn State back. Franklin rolling the dice has given Ohio State possession in plus territory at the 49 here.
And you know how this Ohio State offense can be. I mean, just when it looks like they're 3 points, in a blink of an eye, they can get a couple possessions and a couple scores. So that is a big risk by Penn State at midfield.
Sure is. It needed 4 yards there. Henderson trying to get on track, and he has been smothered so far by Penn State. Again, here's a guy that in a brilliant first half of his first season averaged almost 9 yards a carry, 8.8, tops in FBS, under a yard a carry so far tonight in his first 9 rushes.
Well, what I would add to that is the Penn State defensive line. Without P.J. Mustipher, their anchor and leader who's out for the year, and we wish him our best, they are playing lights out. They're winning the battle at the line of scrimmage, keeping those linebackers free who are able to run through some lanes and get into the backfield.
2nd and 11. They bring pressure. Stroud escapes it, launches downfield, looking for Olave, and the pass was incomplete. Joey Porter was in coverage. They got tangled up. Buckeye fans want a flag. There isn't one.
But it's very rare to see Olave get frustrated like that. But in the back left part of your screen, you're going to watch Olave and Porter. Looks like Porter grabs him with the arms, and I don't know if that's why he went down, but let's take a look to see if he grabs onto his jersey. Nine's one of the better corners. He just kind of grabs onto him. Not too bad.
Feet got tangled up there.
I think that's why he went down.
Haven't seen Olave or Dotson, top receivers in each team, make a play yet tonight. Screen on 3rd and 11. Wilson eludes 1 tackle, but Penn State's defense swarming. Jair Brown forced him out, and it's 4th down, a 3 and out after the drive began in Penn State territory.
See this defense and how fast they are pursuing to the football. They're getting upfield, taking away any lane at all that you would have here in a tunnel screen. Good job of getting pressure on Stroud, and look at the defense, the awareness to recognize and take that away from Garrett Wilson.
You wondered, would that gamble by Franklin backfire? It didn't, because this Penn State defense has been incredibly strong tonight. Mirko rolls out. It's a low line drive boot. And taking the punt on the run is Dotson. Penn State once again pinned back, up by 4, 8:14 before halftime. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, making plays that move you forward. Goodyear, more driven. Well, tomorrow morning, Halloween edition of Sunday NFL Countdown over on ESPN. Look at some of the league's most unusual superstitions. Will we see some costumes in studio? Then Monday night, how about the Chiefs? Patrick Mahomes struggling a bit. The G-men come calling. Broadcast 8 o'clock on ESPN. Peyton Neely on ESPN2. Clifford on the roll, keeps it, and slides down after a first down gain.
It's like, who's this guy, right? I mean, a week later?
Wait a minute, you forgot about him?
A week later? You know, he couldn't run the ball at all against Illinois, and a week later, look at him. He's lowering his shoulder. He's making plays here. He's not afraid at all to run this football.
I'm 100%, but you never know, because he's a tough guy. He might not be telling you the truth.
Well, after the way he played, the last couple games, you thought, how could he be 100%? But he looks great.
Love it. Trying to get wide, and he'll be knocked down by Williamson after a 1-yard gain.
Here he is in the pregame. Just out there running routes. Has a younger brother, by the way, who's a true freshman. He's going to be a great wide receiver. But yeah, I mean, it gives you an idea. A guy that would be worried about it. I don't think he's going to be.
That was a good sign.
Right.
Yeah, again, it means so much to him. Saw him last night, his parents visiting with him. Home state game, last crack at beating the Buckeyes in the shoe. Came here a couple of years ago. He was not 100% that game, and he got knocked out. Will Levis came off the bench, tried to lead a rally. 2 years later, he wants to give his best. Running out of time here, got to snap it quickly. They just get it off. And after all that, Levin's going to be trapped behind the line. It's going to be 3rd down and very long. Vincent on the tackle along with Sawyer.
Nice job by Vincent. Cage also involved. The big fella, 86, Jerron Cage. Jack Sawyer, you mentioned, Chris, seeing some young defensive linemen rotate in there. Now that they're throwing the football, more than likely, you see Zach Harrison and also a lot of speed. Gene Baptiste is out there as well.
Incredible, all the new faces in this Ohio State defense. Only a handful of guys who are part of that championship game against Alabama are playing tonight. Pfeffer is going to be sacked. Knocked down at the backside. That was Lathan Ransom from his safety position. And the Buckeyes defense rises up.
Well, Lovett doesn't slide over the running back to help out. He should have come over to be able to help. You get a little bit of pressure here, but ultimately you see that Ransom gets home. See, the back doesn't recognize it until it's too late. Good job of disguising, coming at the last second. They love the versatility of Lathan Ransom and what he can do in coverage, run support, and also blitzing, as you saw there.
So the tight end, Strange, bump his man, then go out into a route. And Clifford was running out of time. Stroud gets the punt away. Not one of his best, but look at this roll. Even when it's not a great kick off the foot, somehow things work out well for Jordan Stroud. It's going to roll dead all the way down at the 31-yard line. 54-yard punt.
Chris, this battle up front has favored Penn State. They've been getting off of blocks. So, you know, they've been in position with Brent Pry in the scheme and what they have. Here's a miscommunication with Ohio State's offensive line, all part of the plan and what Brent Pry tries to do. You can see the linebackers are free. They're able to get into that backfield and affect the timing and the big play potential of TreVeyon Henderson. He's not been able to get loose at all. So good plan, but a physical Penn State defensive line so far in this first half.
Ohio State offense that has scored touchdowns on 19 consecutive possessions when Stroud was at quarterback, excluding the end of half situations. 19 in a row. Haven't found the end zone yet tonight. And again, backpedaling under pressure, just has to throw it away.
Yeah, I think we have to continue to remind ourselves of how big of an effort this is by Penn State's defense. You're right. I mean, I don't care if you're going against air.
Exactly.
What Ohio State's done these last 4 weeks is they're 57 points a game, and they had to call off the Dogs. I mean, it could have been a lot worse. So to be at 3, Brent Pry has to be very proud of what he's seeing, and he's put together a heck of a plan.
Second and 10. Stroud delivers. Trying to go for a back shoulder fade. Here comes a flag. A couple of them. Castro Fields was covering Garrett Wilson 5 versus 5. Penalty on Penn State.
You know, that's the beauty of that back shoulder fade is you know, even if you don't complete it, a lot of times it's hard for the defensive back to not see the ball.
5,
then he grabs on.
15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
So he's worried about trying to locate the ball. In the process, he's got that right hand grabbing on to Garrett Wilson.
An easy call. Ball moved to the 46. Three-man rush. Stroud should have plenty of time. Does he have someone to throw to? Late, throws it low again, and that's Smith and Jigma going down to make the catch a little bit short of the marker at the 45.
C.J. Stroud has athletic ability, and this is what Ryan Day wants to see from him. Don't stand there. You know, this is what they worked early with Dwayne Haskins. Sometimes Dwayne Haskins is a Buckeye. He would just sit there. Eventually, he got more comfortable moving around. Not to run, but just to move around to be able to eventually find a wide receiver who's pulling away from a defender.
Stroud didn't do much last year, but he ran for a 48-yard touchdown against Michigan State. People go, oh, we got a running quarterback. That's the last thing he wants to do these days. Much prefers to pitch it. And here's a downfield shot. Olave was bracketed and way overthrown. They are keeping close eye on number 2 tonight.
And you know, one of the things about this defensive scheme is because they'll play with a lot of deep coverage, it's hard to take shots. So when do you take shots? Well, you pick up 7, 8, 9 yards on first down. You get second and short. There's your time. There you're going to take a shot. And Penn State almost expecting it. That play never really had a chance. But you can understand the logic there from Ryan Day trying to finally get one downfield on second and short.
Notice that, Kirk. You don't see that often. 5 targets, 0 receptions for Olave. And getting to the edge is Wilson. He's been the playmaker so far. Nudged out of bounds by Brisker, no flag. Crowd wanted one there, and some words on that Ohio State bench.
I personally like the call just because, you know, the inside right now is tough. So you get the ball out on the edge. Brisker with a little push once he was already out of bounds. I think the timing of it was what drew the attention from the stadium.
Not enough from the officials. First down, 2 tight ends in the game for Ohio State.
I like that. Get the ball out on the edge, right? Away from where you're losing the battle right now in the trenches. So work the perimeter the best you can.
Stroud on the play action fake. Steps up. Launches downfield. Olave has arrived. And Ohio State takes the lead. Only a matter of time.
Yep.
38-yard strike.
They've done such a good job of locating him. This time they lost him. He worked all the way across the field from the right to the left. Penn State defense does not see him working across that deep over route. Gets behind the corner that time, Castro Fields. And a good throw, obviously, by C.J. Stroud, who needed time for him to work all the way across the field there.
23rd touchdown pass of his first season at quarterback for Ohio State. Way over 2,000 yards. Little star-step move there.
Yeah, Keaton Ellis trying to get the attention to the other side of the defense, but by the time they recognize it, it's too late. Good throw by Stroud, and the Buckeyes have their first touchdown of the night.
And their first lead. Fellas, thank you. Heisman race this year has been kind of tepid, would you say? Kenneth Walker made a strong statement.
I was going to say till today.
Yeah,
till today, it sure has.
Bryce Young, of course, consideration. Will be there as long as Alabama keeps winning. And there's a fair catch by Olave.
Let's go back and look at the best play that C.J. Stroud has made all night. And what I like about this is they contain it. Jacobs does a good job of getting to the outside, forces him to step up. See Whippler, look at 53, trying to protect his quarterback, the center. And there's Olave working across that defense. But C.J. Stroud that time wanted to get outside, came back, climbed the pocket, got a good block by the center, kept his eyes downfield. So we'll see if that gets Stroud going. By far his best throw of the night.
Noah Cain, who fumbled in the first series, back in the game. Play action, they get it across the middle, and that's the tight end Theo Johnson. And the top recruit from Canada a couple of years ago makes the catch.
Yeah, the eyes in the backfield by the linebacker and the nickel back that time. Marcus Williamson opened that up right behind it off the play action.
Lions showed this tempo getting to the line quickly, then we'll look and make adjustments.
And he's adjusting to the blitz that Ohio State's showing. I don't know if they'll pull it off, but they're showing blitz here.
Play fake. Dumped off again. It's Johnson. Gets a block. And the athletic tight end. 2 catches, and quickly Penn State in Ohio State territory. Another first down.
Yeah, these big tight ends, the coaches wanted to see from Penn State, these guys get more involved, and we've seen that. You know, but we've seen Strange make some plays. He scored a touchdown. Theo Johnson, Tyler Warren's been out there blocking people downfield. So they
saw early against Auburn, Kirk, but then the Penn State fan base feels like they've kind of underperformed the last few weeks as a group.
They're loving this.
Another play fake, slant again. Finally, Jahan Dotson is involved. First catch of the night for the star receiver. Another first down.
Yeah, the jet motion took away the safety, Bryson Shaw, and gave Clifford a beautiful throwing lane to Dotson, who finally gets his hands on the ball and a chance to make a play. Boy, Clifford showing the experience. Doesn't he feel just settled, making good decisions right here?
For sure. 50th catch of the season for Dotson. This is an impressive response so far by Penn State. Here comes the blitz. It's going to be down for the 3rd time. The ball is loose. Running the other direction is big Durant Cage. It's a scoop and score for the Buckeyes. touchdown. 305-pounder out of Cincinnati. The blitz got home, Kirk.
Well, the two defensive ends, Tyreek Smith, who I've talked about having a big night, and Zach Harrison, both ends get matched up one-on-one because of the blitz that you're talking about, Chris.
You see a man that big run that far with the football. This place has just caught fire.
That's a tough ask, isn't it?
Well, no one was near him. That's the good thing. They're just going to check and make sure this was a fumble, that Clifford lost the football before he went down under that heavy pressure. If it stands, it's a 57-yard fumble return.
You see the pressure they bring, so it creates the one-on-one. Both defensive ends, it's a race to the quarterback. That ball is out. There's Tyreek Smith, there's Zach Harrison. Both of them hit him at the same time. He actually clutched the ball, and then it came out.
Yeah, clearly a fumble. And the Buckeye defense has done it again. That's the sixth defensive touchdown for Ohio State this year. No doubt that he tried to tuck the ball back.
Yeah, he brought it back to his body. Arm was not coming forward, and then the ball came out before the knee touched. And man, we just said Clifford looks like he's in command, moving the ball right down the field late in this first half. And then the Buckeye defense steps up, and there's the big fella.
He looked good.
He does.
Good form with the running.
300-pounder.
Well, Penn State hadn't lost a fumble all season.
Ice me down, boys. Ice me down.
Hey, give him some oxygen. They hadn't lost a fumble all season.
Look at the D lineman having some fun with it.
Kane fumbles early. Clifford fumbles there. And Penn State had played so well for so long in his first half. Going to be down 10 going to halftime unless they can make something happen here in the last 2:24. You're not going to wipe the smile off his face all week.
Oh, man, that's what you dream about.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
He backs up Haskell Garrett, right? And Garrett's on the field a lot. This guy has not had a whole lot of chances to make big plays. Made one there.
Well, it's the way this first half went. Ohio State finally gets Olave the football, and then the defense comes up with a play. That's what I said. In the blink of an eye, you can have Ohio State contained, and things can change very quickly.
Penn State pass protection was a problem against Illinois. The Illini got to an immobile Clifford 4 times. Buckeyes have gotten to him 3 times in the first half.
Chris, you talked about the blitz. Marcus Williamson, Cody Simon, they bring the pressure. By bringing the pressure, you see how it creates one-on-one for the defensive ends. You put these defensive ends in obvious passing situations where they're one-on-one, they're going to get there. Like I said, both of them eventually got to Clifford, and then there's the big man picking it up and rumbling, fumbling, stumbling all the way to the end zone.
Yeah, the O-line was not eager to try to run him down.
What a change of events here.
And then the pit crew is going to work, and he got water in the face, water down the back. Pit crew. What a play. As if the offense isn't good enough for this place. Yeah. Defense has scored 6 times. That's crazy.
How does Penn State respond? First time this stadium's really come alive.
2 touchdowns in less than a minute and a half. Fair catch again by Levitt. To the Bear, Chris Felica, wearing his Michigan State green sweater today, picking the Spartans and being right on that. Athletic trivia question time.
Well, you guys were talking about the Heisman race as it pertains to 2021 a little earlier. Tonight's athletic trivia question has to deal with a past Heisman ceremony. There's been 1 year which these 2 great programs, Ohio State and Penn State, have had guys finish 1-2 in the Heisman. What year was it, and who were the players?
Oh my gosh, that's a
what year did Rex Kern play? He was
68, 69, and 70.
He was gone before then. Capoletti won.
Yeah. What year did Capoletti win?
73. Yeah.
Oh, John Hicks. I think you got it.
Kane barrels forward.
I don't know if John Hicks finished second.
John Hicks was definitely.
I'm telling you now.
Rare that
a good one.
Capoletti
Capoletti and Hicks. You going 73 on me?
I'm going 73. Well, that's our best guess.
All right, Bear. How'd that feel?
Well, wait a minute. Don't spike the ball. Yeah, we're not.
They got a timeout. 2 minutes to go. and a veteran quarterback who was looking good until he got sacked on that last drive.
Kane, it's about a yard here. Let's see how aggressive they get, trying to cut into this 10-point lead. Penn State will get the football to begin the second half.
I really like the look of Cody Simon at linebacker. You know, they played Eichenberg a lot, Mitchell a lot this year, but the additions of Chambers, 22, and Cody Simon, it just makes this defense feel different.
No urgency until they can get perhaps another first down. They don't want to be too quick and give Ohio State the football back. Buckeyes have all 3 timeouts. Clifford looking to get the ball out quickly. It's Kane in the flat, and he's knocked out of bounds right near the marker at the 46 by Cam Brown.
Good feel, good recognition by Clifford of feeling Steel Chambers on the blitz, and the answer to that is get it out immediately out into the flat. The quicker you give it to Noah Kane, the more he's got a chance to not just catch it, but try to turn the corner and try to get to the sticks. Good recognition early there by Clifford.
They need about a half yard here. Kane is in the slot. Now he'll motion back in. Clifford looking to throw for it. Washington makes the catch, and they have a first down in Ohio State territory.
Again, that's where you rely on a veteran quarterback, a guy that you trust. Put the ball out in front. Don't just throw it out there. Put it out in front of Parker Washington, because there's a lot of traffic out there. He wants to get his eyes upfield. That was a perfect throw.
Day spends a timeout on defense here, so we'll have a chance to check back with Chris Felic and see if we somehow stumble into a correct answer.
That was a stumble if we got it.
Well, of course, we did ask you tonight's Southpack Trivia question. Penn State, Ohio State had 1 year where they had the 1-2 finishers in the Heisman Trophy, and indeed, gentlemen are seeing the ball well tonight. It was 1973.
How about
John
it,
Capoletti and John Hicks.
I knew you were going to go like cross this up. It couldn't be too obvious in a year when Ohio State, they won 7 Heismans. It was Penn State's Heisman Trophy winner in 73. And Hicks, what a heck of a job to get to number 2 as a big lineman.
Yeah.
John Capoletti delivering one of the most memorable speeches of the Heisman banquet, of course. Thinking about his brother Joey breaking down into tears, and has always remembered the power of that award and what it means. Those who help you get there to win it, on display that night in New York City. So minute 7 now after the Ohio State timeout. Penn State would be tremendous if they could get points here, cut into this lead after the lightning strike by Ohio State. Late pressure. Ohio State crowd wanted a flag. Mike Miranda, the center, just tackled a blitzer, and there was no call.
Yeah, he sure did, and it was right in front of the referee. He was a middle linebacker that time. He shot through late. I'm surprised they didn't see this. There's 35 Eichenberg. He gets, like you said, Chris, just tackled by Miranda up the middle. It's right in front of the referee. They don't see it. That's the reaction from the Ohio State bench.
They're showing the replay, and the crowd voicing its displeasure. If we're getting to the line quickly again, then checking out the defense, and they make adjustments. Play clock at 5. Here comes the pressure again. Throw over the middle, and Dotson goes down, makes the catch on one knee. They'll stop the clock to move the sticks inside the 35.
And Ohio State went from a 2-high look to a single high look, which opened up a huge seam, and I think Penn State got away with another hold up front.
And that was Kane, the running back, who's got the completion in the flat, who grabbed a hold of a blitzer again. No gain on that play.
Keep in mind, Penn State has the 1 timeout. They also get the ball. They deferred, so they get the ball to start the second half.
Rickman doesn't want to use it here. They are in field goal range for Stroud, who's got a terrific leg. Pressure up the middle and an errant throw. Dotson was in heavy traffic, and that was big time overthrow. Smith again in the pressure.
Yeah, they're working over the middle. See, the defense moves from 2 high to 1 high. Look at that opening. Good job by Clifford going from pre-snap. Look at his eyes, locked in on that safety. He saw him move to the middle of the field, knew that he had Dotson. That got him down in field goal range, but now we're at 3rd and 10.
Can't take a sack here if you want to try a long field goal. Buckeyes drop. 8 in coverage. Short pass. Dotson had no chance and is tackled at the 29-yard line. It's a short gain there. Chambers knocked him down. And Penn State figures to just let the clock run down and try a field goal.
I mean, especially second half, you get the football. You try to get your 3 here, and then start the second half with the football. They were looking at about a 50-yard attempt if that would have been an incompletion.
Now it's to be about a 46-yarder for Stroud. He was 11 of 15. He's made one as long as 50. Terrific leg, and this would be impressive from Penn State. Those 2 touchdowns in a minute and a half. You had to scoop and score. The pass rush was getting home, and I think you're right. A couple times tonight you've seen the veteran presence, the poise of Clifford to kind of lead them down, and they hope cut into this lead.
Well, I wanted to see the response. You know, anytime a team scores like that, and you've been controlling the game for the most part in the trenches, and all of a sudden it goes the other way. How do you respond? That's where you really rely on a veteran. At least gets them down in field goal range and see if they finish off the half with points.
47-yarder from the senior from Virginia. And it is drifting, but he knocked it through. Not the cleanest kick. Looked like it was being blown around by the wind there, but it counts.
That looked almost like it wasn't a knuckleball. It wasn't quite a knuckleball, but it was kind of moving left and right and left. But it gets through.
Sure does. And Penn State moves it 46 yards to cut the lead to 7 at the break. And let's go down to Holly with Ryan Day.
Coach Day, you talked about the importance of patience in this game. Tell me about the route from Olave and the read from C.J. Stroud to get back in this thing.
Yeah, no, it was well done. I thought the protection was good, just enough to hang on. We got to run the ball better and stay on schedule.
Tell me about the big man fumble recovery, his ball security. Grade that play.
Yeah, that was great to get a defensive score. Anytime that happens, that's a big deal. You can flip the scoreboard that way. So we're going to come out of the locker room play well.
Thank you, Coach.
All right.
You can tell the Days expects a lot more from his offense. The offense scores just 10 points. Each team with 19 rushing yards. This is not old-time Ohio State, Penn State. The Capital One halftime report. Kevin and Booger coming up right after these messages. Columbus, the Buckeyes and their fans dressed in all scarlet. Saturday Night Football presented by Capital One. This presentation of the Big Ten on ABC. Penn State came into this hostile house and struck first. Big Jerron Cage right there, number 86, a scoop and score. Buckeyes had a 17-zip run. Penn State answered with a field goal late. They'll get the football to begin the third quarter.
Yeah, and I think Penn State's going to try to get Clifford established again. I thought Ryan Day made a great point to Holly walking off there at half about, man, we got to get a running game going. You know, up to this point, been beat up front, not able to run the ball. 19 yards rushing for Ohio State. We'll see how they try to open up some running lanes.
Yeah, Penn State, which has had trouble running the ball, unlike Ohio State, also with just 19 yards rushing in the first half. Penn State's decided no kickoff returns tonight. Holly?
James Franklin said he thinks that Penn State has done a nice job keeping that Buckeye defense off balance, mixing the run and pass. He said, I think we've done well there, but we can be even better here in the second half. And he said on defense, we've got to force a turnover. Ohio State did a nice job of that. Now we've got to return the favor.
Yeah, they forced the turnover, then gave it back right away. Field position's been a problem. They've started 3 drives tonight at their 11-yard line. Begin from the 25 here. Lovett has been the workhorse tailback so far. Clifford looked that direction, but this is a design keep, and he gets smacked by Steel Chambers, and here comes a flag. They'll take a look at this for targeting, perhaps. Quarterback went down. They cannot believe a flag was thrown.
I mean, the only thing you can think about is he lowers his helmet at contact. See if the crown of the helmet is used. This is where Bill makes the big bucks to help us out up here. Billy, what do you think here?
I don't believe it's a late hit at all because he wasn't committed, but he did come in.
After the play was over, personal foul, late hit, defense number 22, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
I'd have it the other way
You're not saying targeting, Bill. Yeah, you have a different way.
I'd go to targeting because of the crown of the helmet.
That's what I was thinking.
And I don't believe the hit was committed, or the hit started to be committed
as he was going down. Yeah.
So I don't have it as a late hit, but it is being reviewed possibly for the targeting.
I'm with you. It's a big ask for a defender. I mean, Clifford barely goes down just a split second before Chambers gets there, but he did lower the helmet, and they'll take a look at it right now.
Yeah, with that helmet down, we've got forcible contact. So I believe Dave Whitlow is going to end up with a targeting call here from the.
Would you be considered defenseless after going down, giving himself up for the knee?
He's in a defenseless position when he goes into the slide. And the crown of the helmet.
That's what I was.
Doesn't matter.
Right. No. If he's defenseless.
Fenceless or not defenseless, can't use the crown.
Right.
Deliver the shot right onto the face mask of Clifford. Ryan Day incredulous that a flag was thrown in the first place. The flag, as you heard, was not initially for targeting, but Dave Whitvote, the replay official, buzzed down, and that's what they're looking at right now. Chambers, a terrific first half for this Ohio State defense. It's a football play. You could read his lips. Well, many fans and coaches and players get very heated up on this issue because they don't feel at all times it's called consistently, and the punishment is harsh. He's out for this and the first half of next game as well.
Bill, do you think in the future this potentially gets reviewed, the rule itself with the rules committee because of all the controversy this year?
I think there's inconsistency on it being called, not being called. I think we're starting to see more crown of the helmet hits. Now, when the rule first came in, the whole idea was to take Superman out of the game. Now we're seeing a lot more targeting calls that are not those type of hits.
After review, the foul on defense, number 22, is targeting. By rule, number 22 has been disqualified.
That is harsh, and Ohio State fans have strong feelings about this rule. Remember back to, of course, the Sean Wade and then the CFP game they hit on Lawrence.
Yeah.
Top tackler on this defense is out, and of course he'll miss the first half of the game at Nebraska next week as well. What's not reviewable is the unnecessary roughness. That part was going to stand as a 15-yard penalty anyway. But Chambers is out now. Quick throw, far side. Parker Washington's been busy tonight. Can't escape. Gains just a yard. Sixth catch.
Ohio State defense playing zone these first couple snaps, trying to keep their eyes on Clifford, on these receivers. Ball in front, rally to the ball, swarm to the ball. You're right, Chris. Chambers has been this last 3 or 4 games a great addition to that defense. He'll be missed.
Dotson slot right in the 2nd and 9 play. Clifford on the move, launches downfield. That's Dotson. Could not hold on. Late defense by the safety, Bryson Shaw. It was there, but an excellent play.
Boy, Clifford does a good job of taking seven Banks out of the play with his eyes to give Dotson a chance. I thought he was about to have one of those crazy catches. He goes over top of Bryson Shaw, almost comes down with a football.
He made one of those one-handed grabs last year against the Buckeyes, one of his 3 second-half touchdowns. 3rd and 9. Here comes the blitz. Clifford gets it out. Dotson makes the catch and navigates for a first down. A flag is down where the quarterback was knocked down.
But he sat in there and took a big hit late. Looked like Zach Harrison hit him after the throw.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense number 9. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
There's Larry Johnson, who coaches the defensive lineman here, did so for many years at Penn State, of course.
Watch to the left. On the blind side, after he throws, he kind of throws him down. The important thing is the coverage. They blitzed. They brought a lot of people. The fact that he got just enough time to get that off. It's soft coverage behind that blitz. He gets it. Look at that ball because it gets tipped. Dotson's concentration holds on to it, and they add another 15 after the catch.
Little bit late, but I know what fans around the country are screaming, and not just Ohio State fans. Is this still football?
Right.
That was a little soft on a late hit, in my opinion. Clifford gets it out to Dotson, makes the 6-yard catch. Yeah, was it after the ball was gone? Yes. Was it egregious, Bill, in your opinion, that time?
There's no question. He had an opportunity to stop. I think he should have stopped. I'd support that call.
It's the way of the world. You know, if you're a defensive player, it is. I mean, you have to. You can hit him, you can thud him. You just can't throw him down. It's going to get called every time.
Pressure again, and the throw is low. Dotson couldn't come up with that. They're really coming after Clifford now on this Penn State offensive line.
Matt Barnes is dialing up pressure a lot of times on this series. That time Marcus Williamson came, also brought Cody Simon, forced John Lovett to step in and take Simon on. Again, he had time. He continues to feel that pressure, Chris, and sometimes he falls back as he throws. That time he fell back as he was throwing instead of stepping into it, and that's what sent the ball down low.
Penn State so far tonight's been good on third down, 6 for 10. It's been a problem all season. Clifford delivers, strike, first down. Parker Washington found a little seam, and Penn State inside the 15.
Then he turns around the very next play, and Zach Harrison's right in his face, and he stares down the barrel and makes a great throw. You know, so I think that's what's been crazy with Mike Yurcich, is trying to get him to be consistent with stepping and throwing.
Lovett in the delay is wrestled down behind the line of scrimmage by Antoine Jackson, senior from Georgia.
Yeah, he just got penetration. Nobody picked him up. Tight end was coming around Tyler Warren to be able to pick that block up. But the quickness that time, suddenness of Jackson, he just got penetration. Nothing that he could do.
4-yard loss. Another one of those red zone situations that could decide this game. Penn State cashed in their first trip to the red zone. 2 tight end look. Clifford slips it to Lambert Smith, who breaks the tackle and is knocked down inside the 10. The sophomore from Virginia. Vincent on the tackle. It'll be third down. They'll need about 4. Down in front of the student section. They'll try to make it tough on him. Here comes the blitz again. Ball is caught. First and goal. Parker Washington makes the catch. You can see Clifford telling Lovett, here comes the blitz. Get ready to block it.
Yeah, you're right. He showed that. They came again. He again steps right into that throw, right in the face of the pressure. And how about the catch?
Clifford keeps it. Now pitches off. Strange trying to work his way to the goal line. Doesn't get there. Stopped at the 2, second down.
Clifford's having a heck of a drive here. He's made some incredible throws. That last play, Chris, on third down. Watch him step right into the face of Cage, who gets in there, makes that throw. It's a tough throw. Incredible catch by Parker Washington.
Look at this funky formation here. They'll often shift the wildcat. This is Tyler Warren, the tight end. Now they put Dotson right next to him. Extra offensive lineman. Dotson on the direct snap, trying to get the corner. Can he? Yes, but not yes. He's across. Touchdown, Penn State. Jahan Dotson waited a long time to get involved tonight. And his parents, Al and Robin, who drove 8 hours from Eastern PA to watch their son, as they always do. A flag is down on the play. We'll check that first. Boy, Dotson didn't look like he was going to get there. Kerr found a way to get to the pylon.
Illegal substitution. 12 players on the field at the snap. Defense, the penalty is declined. The result of the play is a touchdown.
Well, it was trickery here, but not even an extra defender could stop it.
No, that was a wrinkle that Mike Yurcich puts in, and he adjusts to it late. See if he gets to the end zone when the ball breaks the play and stays in bounds.
Wow, progressive pylon cam gives you a great look. Watch him take the shot and determination to reach that ball across the plane.
Play
just
was a touchdown.
Double checking this.
The play is under further review.
He picked up a couple great blocks here, Chris. Theo Johnson and Tyler Warren. We thought Tyler Warren was going to take the snap. Right on the outside, you get a block right here. And then the big tight end, who we thought was going to be the direct snap to, Tyler Warren, he actually is outside here, and watched him work this block. There's a nice crack block. Now you got to follow the big fella, 44. Can he get to the corner? Good effort there by the linebacker Eichenberg, and looks like he just got to the corner for the touchdown. Here's a really good look at it here.
He's got that ball in the inside hand, but that's what allowed him to get that ball across the pylon. You're right, that is a wrinkle, because Warren has had a couple of rushing touchdowns from the Wildcat position this year. Ohio State's seen that, of course, but they say, oops, it's directly to number 5 instead.
Find different ways to get 5 to football, right?
He didn't have a catch until the last drive of the first half, caught 3 that time, 2 here. Didn't have a rushing touchdown this season, and really for his entire career until that moment right there. He's thrown a couple passes this year. And you don't root for teams in our business, but you root for human beings and individuals. And Jahan Dotson's mom, Robin, is battling cancer for the 2nd time. It's myeloma. She was in remission. It came back. And the sacrifice they made for their kids. They moved from New Jersey to Pennsylvania to give him a better experience, better chance at high school football. He had first committed to UCLA.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
And then Jim Bora got fired, and Dotson had second thoughts. Then his mom got diagnosed with cancer, and it turns out he stays much closer to home, so they can come watch him every game. It's strange how the universe works out.
Yeah, it really is. What a story, what a sacrifice. Great to see them here tonight cheering on their son. He made a heck of a play there.
So Penn State, you said, how will they respond, Kirk, after that lightning quick 2 touchdowns in a minute and a half by Ohio State, including the sack and the scoop and score? They've responded with 10 straight points. Late first half, early second half. Dead even in Columbus. The Skull Session, one of the traditions here inside St. John Arena, and the National Championship Trophy presented by Dr. Pepper, who was on display surrounded by those excellent musicians, and this kind of in the sousaphone section there. Jan 10 in Indianapolis is the championship game. We haven't talked about it, but the big picture, the Big Ten East, which is tremendously strong, is going to be decided in the last couple of weekends, but Ohio State cannot afford a second loss. If they want to stay in the running for that trophy, there was urgency tonight to run it out and not stumble again after the loss early to Oregon here. They responded well to that loss. They got hungrier. And they've been excellent since, but the first real test since the Ducks game calling. And of course, the first CFP top 25 rankings. We'll be joined by Reese and all the gang. Some reactions from the coaches. Commissioner Gary Barta, who's the Iowa athletic director.
I can't wait to see after Georgia, what do they have?
Yeah.
Right? Cincinnati's out there, Michigan State with a big win today, Oklahoma, Alabama.
Cincinnati did not look the part today. I'll just say that a 1-win Tulane team hung around for a long time against the Bearcats.
How do they handle Ohio State and Oregon? You know, depending on what happens here tonight.
Stroud delivers short, and Smith and Jigba breaks free, breaks a tackle. It's a foot race, and they finally run him down near the 15-yard line. Joey Porter saved a touchdown, but an electric play.
This just is an option route. He's going to work to the inside, but I want you to keep an eye on 16. Brown, Jair Brown has to make the tackle to catch, but a poor angle right there in support frees up Jackson and Jigba.
TreVeyon Henderson making make a breakout play yards after the catch. Brett Pry knew it was going to be a challenge. They've done a good job until that one of limiting yards after.
Yeah, they put a roof basically on top of the defense, not allow the explosives. Ryan Day told us, hey, against this scheme, we might not be able to throw it vertically downfield the way we have these last 4 weeks. it might be yards after the catch. Let our receivers make a guy miss and run after they make a catch. And that was the first time we've seen that. Ryan Day's going crazy down at the bottom.
58-yard gain. They've got 3 different tight ends in the game. I formation. Henderson picks his way, shows excellent patience and instincts for a young back. It's 1st and goal.
Man, you mentioned it earlier with a graphic, good against good, with Ohio State in the red zone. Came into tonight 3rd in the nation. An ability to score touchdowns in the red zone, and Penn State 3rd in the nation. It's stopping teams from scoring touchdowns in the red zone. Buckeyes have been down here 1 time tonight, did not score a touchdown.
They kicked a field goal. Henderson shows his leg drive. Jair Brown grabbing a leg there was Derek Tangelo.
I think that's the part of Henderson's game that people, remember, he's a true freshman. They're starting to really learn about him. It's not just quickness. I mean, he lowers his shoulder. He runs behind his pads. And he is showing versatility as a young back for this Ohio State offense. Electrifying in the open field, but physical.
Pre-play, Penn State jumped offside. Stroud for the end zone. It's broken up. Joey Porter defending Wilson one-on-one. That'll be half the distance.
Offside. Defense number 23. Penalty is half the distance to the goal. Repeat, 2nd down.
Jacobs was played well tonight. You can tell the eagerness to kind of get off the edge. Lions are pretty good at anticipating the snap count. Jesse Laquette has done a good job of that this year. That time too soon. The Porter still had to save a touchdown with that play. Rossi, tight end at fullback. Henderson, spawn down. There's Jacobs penetrating. Man, he has played a whale of a game.
All the way from the backside. Maybe that's why he was trying to get such a quick jump, because of how quick he can get there. They've got great defense. So it actually comes from right here. Comes from the inside. They've moved him inside. He wasn't protecting the edge. He can be pretty physical. He's not the biggest guy as an outside backer. 230 pounds. He's kind of a hybrid. But that time they moved him down. He's able to chase it down from behind.
First career pick in the loss a week ago. Active tonight behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd and goal now. Henderson again. He's not going to get there. Jacobs again came around the edge to grab Mitch. 4th down.
You also saw Laquette involved there, doing a good job getting off of his block. 23, again closing. See 40 in there. 13, Ellis Brooks.
He's working hard. You can tell he's fogging up that shield that he's wearing. 4th down. Huge moment. Oh, Henderson leaning forward. False start by the tailback.
Number 32, 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
And that changes Day's mind. Of course, here comes the field goal team. Ouch. Wow.
Wow, yeah, he just lost his balance. He's anticipating and just fell forward.
You know, it's been so easy for this offense the last month. Striking quickly, building a lead, and really games become blowouts in the 2nd quarter. Tonight, against by far the best defense they've seen, having to earn every yard, and the mental mistakes are piling up. Ruggles knocks it through from 23. The Penn State's defense succeeds in the red zone again. Ohio State's lead just 3.
Saturday Night Football, presented by Capital One on ABC, is brought to you by General Mills. This football season, it doesn't matter where you're watching or how you pregame. We are all Tailgate Nation. So let's prep your home field with the ultimate game time game plan, including tasty recipes and savings at wearetailgatenation.com.
He didn't care. Lose his shoe. Keith Byers just kick it down the field.
They got to the end zone. They were down 24-0 early in that game. Came back to win it.
And Keith Byers, part of the 2020 National Football Foundation College Hall of Fame class. Because of COVID restrictions, they couldn't be inducted last year. They'll officially be inducted along with the 2021 class. in Las Vegas. Eric Dickerson, Steve McNair, also part of that class.
There have been so many great backs that have played Ohio State. Sometimes gets forgotten. One of my all-time favorites. My age group, you remember Keith Byers, number 41. Big guy, had a Dayton Roth. Big, strong, physical runner, soft hands in the NFL.
Yeah.
Played for the Eagles and the Dolphins.
Strong NFL career, you're right.
Yeah.
So once again, Penn State will have to fight from behind here, midway third quarter. It's a very short kickoff. It bounces. Got to jump on it. So a little curveball thrown by that kickoff team. Instead of kicking it deep, they kick it short, and Kevon Lee had to fall on that.
24, able to get on top of it. You know, Penn State, both their touchdowns, long drives. Just the last one where they went 12 for 75. Look at the pressure that Clifford was under. That was a tip ball. They made a catch. Here again, this time Zach Harrison's in his face. This time they have 7 coming, only 6 to block. Another free man on a third down. Converted third downs. And then eventually, Dotson gets to the corner for a score to tie it up. But Clifford seems to be playing very well tonight and looks incredibly different from the previous 6 quarters against Iowa and, of course, last week against Illinois.
It looks like himself, doesn't he?
He does.
Kane's in the game. He's got the football and tripped up after a short gain. There were 2 personal foul hits on Clifford in that last drive for Penn State, which ended in a field goal, including the one that sent Steel Chambers out of the game for targeting. Sacked 3 times, hit a whole bunch tonight.
They take Noah Kane out of the lineup. John Lovett comes in.
Still just 19 rushing yards for this Penn State offense.
Yeah.
One-dimensional, but because Clifford has been efficient and effective.
Yurcich is communicating. 8 seconds left. Clifford trying to get Lovett lined up right.
Snap it at 1. Clifford on the move. That play just felt wrong from the start. There's a late flag that comes in the secondary on Ohio State. Is that Denzel Burke?
Yeah, looked
freshman.
Looked like he grabbed on to the jersey initially at Lambert Smith and then maybe got him around the hips.
Denzel Burke is a ridiculously talented freshman, a prodigy, really.
Defense number 29. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul.
It's a day 1 starter. He's a true freshman who played receiver mostly in high school.
Let's take a close look at this. See if there's the grab of the jersey, and then he grabs the left hip. Official made the call.
He's the one that popped off this week and said, you know, Dodson's pretty good, but nothing I can't handle. True freshman.
They think he's the next one, the next great corner that Ohio State can have.
Kane knocked down for no gain. A hard hit delivered by Javante Jean-Baptiste. So you would prefer a true freshman against All-American receiver? Not say that.
Yeah, of course.
There was a conversation after this.
But I think you mentioned how, there's the quote, you mentioned how he came in as a day 1 starter. This is a brand new back 7. They lost all their starting linebackers. Brand new secondary except for Sevyn Banks. I mean, some of these guys played in a backup role, played sparingly, but this is a new group on the back end of this defense.
Second and 10. Clifford looking for someone over the middle. Delivered late. And the ball almost intercepted. It was thrown over the head barely of Cody Simon. It may have gotten a hand on it. He was looking for Strange.
I thought Cody Simon did a good job of reading the eyes right here. He does a good job of sitting back, looking, kind of feeling the crosshair. Where's it coming? Almost comes up with the interception.
And then Strange thought that he should have caught it off the carom. 3rd and 10. Pressure. Clifford cannot escape. He'll be dragged down just behind the line of scrimmage by Antoine Jackson. It'll be the 4th sack, and it's 4th down.
Boy, when they bring pressure, they bring that 5th guy, and they create some one-on-one opportunities for this defensive line. That's really where they can shine. Combination of really good coverage downfield, and then eventually 52's been getting off of blocks. Jackson does a good job. give credit downfield, but they are dangerous when they're in one-on-one situations against the offensive line.
Stout, it's a low boot. It's returnable. Wilson comes up at the 30, circles back, and the coverage team swarms him after a loss of 1 on the return. Boy, every time the quarterback gets hit, especially on that right side, which is the injured side, looks to be okay, but he's getting knocked around too much for James Franklin's liking. One of your high school coaches laid to rest today.
Yeah, my head coach, Bob Gregg, laid to rest. Just changed my life, changed many players' lives who played for him, and great reminder of what coaches can do for all of us who are lucky enough to play this game, and taught me about hard work and perseverance and being a great teammate, humility. Just somebody that, as I said, just lucky to have him in my life. And for coaches out there, just never forget the difference you can make in people's lives.
Henderson takes off. And the freshman gets the corner. It's a foot race. Knocked out at the 1. Now you see the talents of TreVeyon Henderson.
Great job on the inside of this offensive line. Paris Johnson climbs up to that second level. You saw the center also, Whippler, do it. And then another poor angle by Brown. And underestimated the speed of TreVeyon Henderson, who gets outside there.
Once again, down in the red zone, he was averaging under a yard per carry through the first 9, 68 yards on that romp.
They had bottled him up the entire game, and that's why I said I think Brown was surprised by how quickly he got on him and then how he was able to jump cut and get outside with that speed.
With the whole package. He's got the football again, lowers the head, touchdown Ohio State. As the freshman 5-star from Virginia targeted for a huge career. Here's the next guy here at that position. You talked about the great tradition here to make sure he got in.
Yeah, he broke
clearly. 12th rushing touchdown. 12th. He broke Archie Griffin's true freshman record with 277 yards in a game against Tulsa earlier this year.
That was 3 plays, 71 yards. You work the entire game, right, as a Penn State defense, playing incredibly well, containing how explosive this offense can be, and you just can't take your eye off the ball. In the blink of an eye, 3 plays, 71 yards, and Henderson gets out, and the Buckeyes score a quick one.
Had a 58-yard pass play in the previous drive. And look at the freshman running backs. Archie was pretty darn good in 72 before he had his 2 Heisman Trophy seasons. Robert Smith, blazing speed.
Yeah, he surprised a lot of people with what he could do as a freshman. Maurice Claret in 02, Ohio State to a national championship run. J.K. Dobbins had a monster 2017 year. And now you see TreVeyon Henderson and finally getting out. That little head shake there, and then outside of Brown. And Penn State fortunate to keep him out of the end zone. Brisker chased him down, but a couple plays later they get into the end zone.
Not every 5-star who comes in with that kind of hype and that kind of talent is going to be as patient as he has been. He has not been featured a lot. They've said, we're going to keep you fresh. In these blowouts, we're not going to work you too hard. It's about the stretch run, which begins tonight. It continues games against Michigan State here in a few weeks, and of course Michigan. And they're all going to have to deal with number 32. Holly?
Well, as talented as TreVeyon Henderson is on the field, and he is fantastic. Look at the kind of young man he is off the field. This is a tweet from a woman who lives in his hometown saying everyone sees what he is on the field, but he's an amazing person. Last year at Christmas, she was struggling to get dinner for her family, asked for help on Twitter, and TreVeyon Henderson sent money for her family. That's the kind of young man we're watching play football tonight.
It's great, Holly. And once he does that, others follow suit. Tremendously mature, team-oriented guy. Clifford on play action. Incomplete. Tried to find Dotson on a slant.
That time, much better job of defending Dotson by Cam Brown. You see that hard ball fake. Safeties get out of position. They've been able to make that throw in a quick slant, but this time Cam Brown locked up Dotson at the line of scrimmage, disrupted the timing. Great coverage.
Second time tonight, Penn State's been down double digits, but a lot more urgency this time. Late third quarter. And that defense has been giving up some big plays. Johnson fights for yardage. It'll be 3rd and about 4. You know, the energy, the success of Penn State's defense early, but Ohio State really believes that as the game goes on, their superior depth, they could wear down this Penn State defense, which is a little bit shorthanded.
Down 10 with the way this game's trending. It's a big drive and a big 3rd down right here for Clifford and the Penn State offense.
Exactly. That's my point. There's urgency at this moment.
Totally agree.
To get these 4 yards. Clifford looks down the middle and throws a nice ball. Lambert Smith in Ohio State territory. That was a clutch delivery from the quarterback.
Yeah, right here, works to the over the middle. Watch the linebackers kind of get lost here. Plenty of time is the key. Time to make the throw. Mitchell never found the football.
Placed in there beautifully for a 22-yard gain. Looking to throw again on 1st down. Steps up again. Finds Dotson, who ducks down inside the Ohio State 30. Penn State is responding again.
Yeah, you get a 1st down. All of a sudden, you put your foot on the gas. The Ohio State defense on their heels, and then there's openings underneath the coverage.
Fake to Lovett, pitch it far side. Dotson gets a block, cuts it back, and is knocked down. Penn State picking up chunk yardage here. They're at the 15.
I keep saying to myself, is this the same football team that played last week at home against Illinois? I mean, this is an aggressive mindset. They're making plays in space. They're making plays on 3rd down. 9 of 14 tonight on 3rd down in this environment against this defense and the speed that they have. Clifford playing well, the line protecting.
They still can't run the ball. That's the same. But the quarterback is healthy and looks like his old self. Man, this has been a quick response. Washington cuts inside of a block and navigates for 8 more yards.
That's their running game tonight. That's been their running game. Just flip it to the outside, pick up some blocks on the out, whether it's tight ends that are out there, the receivers that are out there. That's basically become how they're trying to run the football.
On Clifford's mom and dad right there. They were at the hotel visiting with him last night. Mom brought the yoga mat so Sean could do his game day ritual yoga in the hotel room. Applaud that, get that flexibility back.
Yeah, can you imagine? Played at Cincinnati St. Xavier, back in the state of Ohio. Chance to compete against the Buckeyes in this stadium.
You got 3 tight ends. All of them were split out wide left. 1, 2, 3 in a row.
Usually you throw it out there and let them block. Throw it to 10.
And little miscommunication. Strange was the nearest tight end.
Well, what he wanted to do is go to Theo Johnson. Theo Johnson's going to kind of show block and then try to get behind the safety. Kind of showing, no, I'm just blocking. And not really just the timing of that off. He also was trying to look for Strange, Chris, but timing of that just not on the same page.
Penn State's turn to try to convert in the red zone. 3rd and 2. Lovett fights, leans, and it is 1st and goal for Penn State.
Give an assist to Wallace on the right side along with Scruggs. Ohio State brought pressure, brought the blitz, and they pushed it down, washed it down, and opened up on that right side.
Wallace, an experienced right tackle. Juice Scruggs, first-year starter at the right guard position.
For a team that couldn't run the football, it was a big 3rd and short.
1st and goal, Clifford. Well, he was under heavy pressure trying to get it off to Strange there, but was backpedaling quickly because Taron Vincent was in on him.
Yeah, the pressure was important there for Ohio State because Penn State has a touchdown right here on the backside. It's just lost in coverage. Ohio State with their eyes in the backfield. Ohio State fortunate to be able to pressure him, or it's an easy touchdown. He had Strange in the corner and also the backside for a touchdown.
2nd and goal. Final minute of this 3rd quarter. Flag down. Lovett knocked down short of the goal line.
Ohio State maybe lined up off sides. The only thing I can think of there.
I didn't see Penn State move early.
No.
Boy, every foot is precious down here, and that'll move it a little bit closer, half the distance. Unbelievable, Day said. You get the intensity of this game, and all of a sudden you see some mental mistakes you haven't seen in previous games from Ohio State.
I mean, Penn State's offense, we talked about their two touchdown drives.
Defense number 8 lined up in the neutral zone. The penalty is declined. 3rd and goal.
They've gone 89 yards, 75 yards, and now they have a 71-yard drive going right now.
Yeah, they'll take the result of the play, which moved it closer than the penalty would have. Two-back look. Kane and Lee and a tight end.
Strange right behind him.
Yeah, this is a new formation as a blocker turned in the corner is CRYPTOTAB Lee. So a yard from the goal line, Yurcich shows a wrinkle, and Penn State cuts into the lead again. Impressive drive.
Heck of an answer on the road, where this game looks like it was going to go in another direction after the big run by Henderson. Ohio State looked like they had recalibrated and kind of got things going, and the experience of Clifford, the offensive line giving him time. They finish off that drive, 11 plays and 75 yards.
CRYPTOTAB Lee, the most physical of the Penn State running backs, about 240 pounds, out of St. Petersburg, followed the block of Strange, his first rushing touchdown of the season. And Stroud converts it. Once again, it's a 3-point game.
Good job by Theo Johnson right here. Just kind of helps seal the edge. And then you've got a couple of the big guys leading around. That's really what you need to see. It's another nice little wrinkle there, and an ability to be able to do that by Mike Yurcich.
3 red zone trips, Kirk. 3 touchdowns for Penn State.
Incredible.
This has been a pretty good defense in the red zone they're facing tonight. Sean's mom says, we're still fighting. That's my son.
Yeah, it's been a tough couple of weeks for the Clifford family, I'm sure, after the injury up at Iowa City at Kinnick. And if he's healthy, you could make a strong case that Penn State wins that game. And if he's healthy, they probably beat Illinois as well. But it's not what happened. They lost those games, and they've been backed into a corner, and they came out swinging tonight against a very talented Ohio State team in Columbus.
You got 3 sons who have played college football. One, of course, Zach was here as a young tight end of the roster. Chase is going to be the 4th. Being a parent, watching your son in pain last week in the game, it could not have been easy.
Oh, I can't even imagine seeing him just try to do everything that he could to just be out there.
Yep.
Right? I mean, and he was playing, it looked like he was playing at about 60 or 70% a week ago.
The reason why they went with him is because Quan Roberson struggled mightily.
Sure did.
When Clifford got knocked out of the game in Iowa, they couldn't put any kind of a passing game together. And of course, Will Levis transferred away from Penn State. He would have been the backup to come in, but he's down there at Kentucky starting.
The New World
playing well.
Yep.
The All-State bus, Curtis Wilson here in Columbus. Looked outside the St. John Arena there. All-State celebration moment today. I had a feeling you're going back to East Lansing.
Yeah, the celebration moment has to be at East Lansing. Michigan's team, they took the crowd out of the game, but Michigan State, Mel Tucker, they never stopped believing. They got themselves back in it after a turnover late, ended up scoring the touchdown by Kenneth Walker. 5 touchdowns, almost 200 yards rushing. Just a memorable moment. Maybe finally a Heisman moment by a player in the country, by Kenneth Walker.
Did it against great competition. Michigan had allowed 3 rushing touchdowns before he got 5 today. Wilson, the reception, first down across the 35.
It's kind of what you're used to seeing from Stroud. Drop back, hitch, make a nice throw, receiver gets separation, first down.
7th catch tonight for Wilson. Final quarter coming up from the Horseshoe. Back after this message and a word from your local ABC station. Quarter here. College football rankings brought to you by PlayStation. As of next week, it'll be the CFP committee rankings. This is the AP poll, but you can see Michigan and Iowa going down. Ole Miss is in trouble. They're going to lose at Auburn. So 3 of the top 10 already out. Ohio State up 3 here. Eventful day.
Cincinnati pulled away, but that was a close game, much of that game.
It was 21-12 against a 1-win Tulane team until they scored some points late. Green Wave didn't even have their excellent quarterback in that game. Henderson off that huge 68-yard run, which set up the touchdown, brought down by Brooks.
Heck of a collision there between Ellis Brooks and TreVeyon Henderson. Shoe comes off. You just showed Keith Byers running without the shoe.
Mayan Williams spells him here. Stroud steps up and delivers an accurate throw. Catch made by Rucker at the tight end. First down at the 35 of Penn State.
Yeah, they flex him out. Try to give him a little bit more room to work with. This is what you love. Movement, presence in the pocket, and the accuracy. What a throw by C.J. Stroud.
He beat a high-quality defender, the safety Brisker. This Olave just the one catch tonight, but it was a 38-yard touchdown late in that second quarter. Stroud rolling, sideline route, trying to get it to his favorite target tonight, Wilson. Covered by Porter. There's a flag.
And it looked like he grabbed onto the jersey on that second break by Garrett Wilson. He went out, then he went up thinking it was going to be an out and up. Then he went back out again, and when he did that, looked to me that Porter grabbed onto the back of his jersey. What's this route? Out, and I'm going to go down the sideline, and then I'm going to go out again.
Defense number 9.
You see, this guy grabbed the hand, grabbed the jersey.
First down.
Yeah, you can see the jersey extended there. Wasn't much other than that little move. Joey, they're going to get you most times when you do that. Ball moved to the 20. This is his dad, Joey Porter Sr. Big time player.
It's been fun to watch the matchup with Porter on one side, Castro Fields on the other against these receivers from Ohio State. A lot of pride
so far, do you think?
A lot of pride on both sides. Penn State's done a pretty good job, and I think the scheme from Brent Pryce helped them. The only time we really saw him get out, make a big play downfield, was to Olave on that deep crosser. Had to be more patient with underneath throws.
First down carry for Henderson, and he's knocked down after a 3-yard gain by Brooks after a very slow start. He's closing in on 100 yards.
We keep talking about the importance of the red zone, and in a close game, you're a 3-point game. Ohio State, one of the best offensively in the red zone. They've been inside this area 3 times, only 1 touchdown, and we keep saying it's been a real strength of Penn State all year. It's another red zone opportunity. Who wins it?
Stroud backpedaling, scrambling, now checks it down, and it's dropped. Heavy traffic that was out of Henderson's hands, picked up by Lucetta. There's no whistle yet. Penn State's linebacker rumbling. Stroud's going to chase him down. Of course they're going to review this, but they kept the play alive.
It's just an incompletion. I don't know what the heck's going on. The ball just hit the ground.
And a touchdown's been signaled. They're sort of inclined. Now they're finally going to signal incomplete very late.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass.
I don't know.
A very late ruling on the field. There was no signal. I mean, no whistle.
No one ever caught the ball. It hit the ground. Good job. They pressured it here with Brooks. Lineman downfield blocking. He catches it behind the line of scrimmage, or attempts to catch it behind the line, but the ball never is even caught. It's in and out of the hands, hits the ground.
2 bounces.
Yeah. 2 bounces, a roll, then it's picked up.
Right out in the middle of the field. There was some traffic there, but yeah, all that excitement.
All right, 3rd down. Jackson Smith and Jigba, always a good target here with the option routes. Looks like he's going to be lined up to the left of Stroud. Stroud a little tired now after all that action.
Lucetta a little tired.
Yeah, right.
But you're right. Stroud was giving chase. Olave motions across now. And back. Check down short, and Smith and Jigba wrestled down by Daquan Hardy in the backup corner. Is his 4th down.
That's a big time play by Hardy. We showed him there just because I thought in this area he's so dangerous one-on-one. Hardy does a heck of a job of anticipating that crosser's in position to bring him down short of the 1st down.
So a field goal only would make it a 6-point game. So Ryan Day leaves the offense out there. 4th down and 3. Stroud going to throw for it, and it's incomplete. Ellis was in the area, but some miscommunication with Olave. The gamble doesn't work. Penn State takes over.
I don't know what happened here with Penn State's coverage. I mean, you talk about catching a break. Look at this. Look at this. He's wide open. Jacobs did not sink. Nobody picked him up, and for whatever reason, C.J. Stroud and Jackson Smith and Jigma just not on the same page.
Wow. Goodyear with the aerial coverage, with you for every mile on the road to greatness. Goodyear, more driven. Weird play, Kirk, that can really loom large.
Yeah.
Penn State takes over. A total coverage bust, and then a misfire between Stroud and Olave. And Penn State football at the 13. Kevon Lee picks his way, busts through a couple of tackles, hard running, picked up about 7.
Let's go back and look. Here's your coverage right here, and watch the confusion. I mean, the only thing I can think of is that Stroud is thinking he's going to settle, that Olave is going to settle right there. But Penn State just busts on the coverage, and they catch a break with a miscommunication with Stroud and Olave.
For a great red zone defense, that is a shocking coverage bust. They did not pay the price, though. Clifford from the pocket. Finds Theo Johnson. He's been an effective short-range target tonight, and they move to 6 again. And that's Penn State, which has been resilient all night. Came from 10 down to tie the game, fell down 10 again, now down just 3 on the move here.
Clifford did a really good job of using his eyes to move the linebacker Cody Simon to create that opening into the middle of that defense.
Cody Simon there to wrestle down Lee. This Penn State running game is still searching for ways to create big plays.
They went
one tonight.
Look at this, 3 receivers to the top. They're just trying to clear out the box, try to get a numbers advantage, just trying to get anything to get their running game going.
Pump fake, launching for Dodson downfield, and it's underthrown and intercepted. Cam Brown, easy pick, picking up blocks. And Brown will slide down inside the 30. Tyreek Smith pressured the quarterback.
Well, that's exactly the difference right here is Tyreek Smith going up against Rasheed Walker. He's had a night. He's been close to making plays. This time a spin move to work around the tackle. Watch him on the left here. Watch him spin move back to the inside. And because he pump faked to his right, he never turned and really felt it. So he just tried to get as much on it as he could, but he couldn't step into his throw. He fell off of his back foot. And give Tyreek Smith all the credit for that. Good job by Cam Brown finding the football, but it was 11 in scarlet that makes the play.
And he took a shot to that right side, which was the injured side. You can see a little wince from Clifford. He's been under heavy pressure tonight. Most of the time he stood in there and delivered. That time falling away. And the Buckeyes are set up inside the 30. Henderson cuts it back. Serious test again now for the Nittany Lion defense. They've come up big a couple of times down here in the red zone.
Can they do it one more time? You know, they're thinking, let's try to force this Ohio State offense to a field goal. Getting late in the game. Buckeyes up 3.
Stroud under center. Henderson bowls straight ahead. And he's stopped by Luqueta. Short of the marker. 3rd down and short now.
If you're Ryan Day, you're thinking, man, we've been down in this area 4 times. This is a strength of ours. Only 1 touchdown. We've got to find a matchup that we can win. We've got to be able to put a touchdown on the board here. Get this to a 10 spot.
I think he'd love to run it in if they can. Henderson, no sir. Slammed down, tried to fight forward, stopped short of the marker. Jair Brown got there in a hurry. 4th down.
He sure did. They blitzed the middle linebacker, Ellis Brooks. He gets picked up, but it's back here. Watch how quick Brown fills. There's the blitz, picked up by Munford, and it frees it up. for Brown to lower the boom there. They're going to go for it again on 4th down.
You got to really earn it in the red zone against this Penn State defense. Henderson is the back. Now up under center. Henderson's got it, trying the right side, cuts it back, and gets a first down at the 15. It wasn't easy. Fresh set of downs, though.
They went behind the big fella, DeJuan Jones. I think when he got under center, it alerted Penn State to think maybe quarterback sneak. They kind of pinched to take away the inside run, so Buckeyes go outside, and they get behind, as I said, Jones, who's 6'8", 360 pounds at that right tackle spot.
Great spot, Kirk. It's the small things, just influencing the defense enough to open that crease outside. Empty backfield.
And Ryan Day's trying to get their attention at the bottom. Change the play up.
Olave single coverage to the right. And they try to get it to him in his screen, but Luqueta read the play very well, and the veteran knocked him down behind the line.
You know, Luqueta bounces from defensive end to linebacker, and I think this is where his skill set really pays off, of being a linebacker and having some instincts to kind of feel a throw like that. Instead of rushing upfield, he immediately sensed screen, got his head on a swivel, and was able to get out there and influence that play. 40 is really good for Penn State off the edge.
And the 3 Canadians that plays a big part of Penn State. Stroud pressured. Rolls out, chased by Luqueta, and he'll just run out of bounds. Didn't throw the ball away, took the loss. There's a flag down to the defensive secondary.
Back at around the 5-yard line.
Luqueta, who, remember, he picked up that ball that somehow was ruled not incomplete at first, ran it all the way to the end zone. He chased the quarterback big time. That time he needs some oxygen over there. By the way,
holding, defense number 9. The penalty is half the distance to the goal. Repeats, 2nd down.
Second penalty on Joey Porter. TreVeyon Henderson, by the way, I'm told, Kirk, is in the tents being checked out by athletic trainers on the near sideline, so not in the game right now.
Joey Porter, very physical there. It's been a battle. You talked about these receivers against these defensive backs, but he was grabbing a hold of Olave the whole time there.
Penalty marks the ball at the 8-yard line. 2nd down 3.
2nd and 3. Ryan Day communicating with his quarterback as they make their pre-snap adjustment here. Penn State moving around on defense, and they run it with Williams right into heavy traffic, and that is closed down quickly. Ebiketie off the edge. 3rd down. Man, it's tough down here against these guys.
Yeah, it really is. They do such a good job of being violent, using those hands. Ebiketie has made a number of plays tonight. I've been impressed with how physical he's been against the run. Again, he is known for his ability as a pass rusher, but tonight he's been a total package.
Henderson with that left knee wrapped. He's back in the game now in this 3rd down play.
Remember, he's dangerous as a receiver, too.
Motions out to the far left of the formation. Play clock at 5. Pressure picked up. Stroud throws to the end zone. One-on-one coverage on the edge there. Castro Fields against Wilson. They've been battling all night. Brown does not get a flag, and it's another 4th down. Here comes the field goal team.
It's handsy on both the offense and the defense, but Castro Fields, 5 against 5, his head is turned back looking for the football. Bill, I always feel like when I see a corner that's in coverage, that he's got his hands on a receiver, and the receiver's got his hands on him, he's entitled to the football as well.
Yeah, that's just mutual combat going on. Nobody's really gaining an advantage or a disadvantage.
Mutual combat. I like that phrase, Bill. Tell you what, we knew it was going to be a battle. These Penn State DBs against the Ohio State wide receivers. It has literally been a hand-to-hand combat. Ruggles knocks the chip shot through, but it's only a 6-point game.
5 attempts in the red zone, 1 touchdown, 6-point game.
Now.
6-point game.
Saturday Night Football on ABC is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? And in part by Ford, built for America.
the halftime show Sesame Street theme. That Michigan flag out there was booed. Then they delivered it to Oscar the Grouch's trash can. It's a little wrinkle from the band.
They always try to pull Michigan in somehow.
Sunday NFL Countdown. The stories behind the NFL's most unusual superstitions. Patrick Mahomes, a one-on-one. Chiefs trying to get back on track. They played the Giants on Monday night. So here we go. Penn State's defense, as you pointed out, Kirk, has again done a tremendous job down in the red zone. They force a field goal, hanging around in this game, down by 6, midway fourth quarter. And Sean Clifford's going to get a chance to create a magic moment here if he can lead Penn State to a touchdown. 5 years ago, came to this field and won a state championship right here for St. Xavier High School in Cincinnati. Wasn't really recruited by Ohio State, so he goes to Penn State. 2 years ago, comes here and gets knocked out of the game in a loss. Chance for heroics here tonight. To Kevin Nagandi for a quick update. What it's all about. Celebrate the victories. They're not easy. This won't be easy for this Penn State offense. They've worked against deafening crowd noise all week, and it's pretty loud now. Ball to the perimeter. And Dotson knocked down after a 5-yard gain. You're right, that has been the running game tonight.
Yeah, that's replaced their inability to run between the tackles, just get the ball out on the edge. They sensed blitz there. He adjusted. That was his call to get the ball away from that pressure. Ohio State actually called that blitz off.
Love it, knocked down. They'll take it if you're Ohio State. Dotson's got 8 catches, but only 85 yards. Does have that touchdown run, direct snap in the first half.
Okay, 52 in the middle of this defense has had a night. Antoine Jackson.
Lines up next to Haskell Garrett. Doesn't get as much attention. He's big number 92, but you're right.
Playing well.
Penn State's been excellent tonight. Their best third down game of the year. 11 of 16. Clifford flushed and throws it away. It's caught. Receiver came out of bounds. Love it back inbounds. A flag is down as he races to the end zone. Now, was he forced out of bounds?
No.
Or did he go out on his own?
He went out on his own. He was about to be touched on the edge by Cody Simon, but I think he went out of bounds before 30. Simon actually made contact with him.
It would be illegal touching for the second time tonight in Penn State. Officials are conferencing on the far side. You saw James Franklin lobbying, say he was physically forced out.
Illegal touching of the forward pass by a receiver who had gone out of bounds on his own. Returned and was first to touch. Offense number 10.
Yeah, you can't go out of bounds to avoid contact, right? You got to actually be touched.
Watch Simon 30. He's going towards him all the way at the top. As he touches him, he's already out of bounds. Simon almost pulled his hand back, but you can almost see Lovett. I don't know if he lost thought of where he was on the field, but he worked his way out of bounds without being forced out of bounds by Cody Simon.
He had a controversial call like that in the Red River game. Oklahoma's wild victory over Texas. Play that really got the Sooners going after they were down early was a ruling by the official.
This one was handled correctly.
Yeah.
He went out on his own.
Yeah.
A retroactive shot at the crew in Dallas there.
There was some question there and hesitation if Penn State might go for it. Down 6, 3 timeouts, 6 minutes to go. I think it's a no-brainer. They're going to have to rely on their defense, punt this ball away. Absolutely.
I don't know why you'd hesitate at the 30-yard line. There's a funky formation here. Stout, straightforward punt. Booming high kick. Smith-Njigba backpedals and makes a fair catch. Buckeyes get the football back. 5:55 to play. Hearts go out to our colleague Ernie Johnson and his son Michael on the left there, who battled muscular dystrophy for most of his 33 years. Passed away this week. It was a miraculously long life for Michael. We send our support to fine colleague at Turner Sports. Buckeye football.
I was just saying, Ernie's one of the best. I know he's hurting.
Henderson on the edge. Boy, they thought they had him out of bounds. He actually came back in, finally knocked down about the 28.
Ebiketie holding his arm there. Looks like he's okay. Gets back up. What a big drive here, right? Under 6 minutes, 6-point lead. Ohio State's just trying to ice the game, pick up a few first downs. Penn State's defense asked one more time, try to make a play, try to get the ball back to Sean Clifford.
If you're Ohio State, which had a pretty miserable first half running the ball, is broken out here in the second half, can you bleed the clock? Can you pound the ball against this Penn State defense? 6 yards on first down puts them in good shape. They fake it, and there's a sideline route completion to Olave. Has had a pretty quiet night, except for the one touchdown catch. It's a first down.
Not surprised that Ryan Day continues to approach it that way. They're not going to pull their horns in and run the ball and kill clock. Way too much time up on the clock. And also Ryan Day just has an aggressive personality, believes in his quarterback, believes in his best receivers on the team, or the receivers.
Henderson breaks some tackles into the secondary. Stiff arm got away from Ebiketie into Penn State territory to the 43.
Well, there's where the physicality comes into play. You know, he gets through this seam right here. Watch, get through the arm tackles here. Penn State has right there. You think he's going to go down? That's a big guy right there. He just pulls away from Tangelo and picks up huge yards for Ohio State. You better wrap him up when he gets into that line.
Ryan Williams spells him now, but 138 now for Henderson. Pre-snap flag here.
False start. Offense number 5. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
It's Wilson. It's a 5-yard penalty, but kind of stems the momentum for the moment.
Yeah.
Day's offense was humming, as you said, mixing the run and pass, not just sitting on this 6-point lead. Try to put the game away right here if they can. On the slant, Ruckert running free. An aggressive approach pays off. Buckeyes back in the red zone one more time.
Ebiketie is coming right into the face of C.J. Stroud. Watch off to his left, and then watch this throw out in front. That is incredible accuracy and trust in your quarterback, your young quarterback, to be able to make that throw. And what a great target. And Jeremy Ruckert at 6'5", 250.
In this case, a field goal wouldn't be the worst thing, but extend the lead to 9. But the Buckeyes are thinking, let's finally punch it in against this tough red zone defense. And another flinch.
Yeah, left guard that time moved.
That's there, Mumford, his 40th start. Next most in the team has 21 starts. He's the graveyard of this whole roster. He's mad at himself.
And he's moved from left tackle to left guard and done a pretty seamless job of that. 20 starts of his career at left tackle, and to get Petit Frere in there at left tackle and DeJuan Jones at right. They actually moved Paris Johnson inside too. So both their guards are former tackles.
It's strange. You work as a visiting team against this environment, but it's Ohio State that's had 7 pre-snap penalties tonight. So 1st and 15. Henderson knocked down after a short gain at the 21 by Brandon Smith. And that's Franklin out to spend the first of his 3 timeouts here. It's Brandon Smith down on the field holding his right hand. 3:05 to go. Buckeyes clinging to a 6-point lead here. Ryan Day, you know, will not be thrilled about everything tonight with his offense, but he'll take it if it's a win. Another reminder, Tuesday night over on ESPN, exclusive reveal of the first edition of the CFP Top 25 Rankings. The committee in the Dallas metropolitan area, no doubt watching tonight here. It's interesting. There's going to be a lot of very, very different opinions. Georgia's the obvious one, unanimous in the polls.
I'd love for everybody's.
But after that,
as soon as this game's over, just as a fun practice, everybody write down with a pen and a piece of paper. Go from 2 to 6. Have fun with that. That is a hard thing to do for the committee. We just did it for the last 3 minutes. I mean, you can change it every single time.
You could. Henderson running right as a gap. Makes a cut, and bulldozes down inside the 10. He's near the marker. It'll be third and about a yard.
Watch Paris Johnson. I love this block right here by the right guard. Watch how he turns his body, opens this hole up. DeJuan Jones also is able to climb up to that second level. Nice job. Good run, but nice job by the big fellas up front, opening that hole up.
He hadn't had a hole like that all night. And that sets up the 3rd and 1. That was important on 2nd and long to get a chunky yardage like that. James Franklin's already spent a couple timeouts here, just got the 1 left. Any points for Ohio State here makes it a 2-score game and a long shot for Clifford. But it's been a terrific battle tonight. Penn State coming in here, massive underdogs. You expected that they would show some resilience and give a great effort. The defense has kept them in it in the red zone.
Well, I think anybody that's followed Penn State and Ohio State over the last 6 or 7 years, you knew that regardless of what happened, if Clifford was going to be able to play and be effective, that Penn State's defense could hang around and allow him to be competitive. And Ryan Day even predicted it with us. You know, when he said, hey, man, it's a tough scheme to go up against. They make everything you get, they make you earn it. And so I think they expected this. I think a lot of people did. And see if Ohio State can finish it off.
Big second half of this Ohio State offense. Balanced tonight since they've got the running game going after halftime. Henderson, man, he didn't get it. He was dragged down by Jaquan Brisker. And it's 4th down.
And he just,
and about a yard.
He ran into a wall there.
I know he wants to go for it, but don't you have to kick the chip shot, make it a 9-point game here?
Yeah, I think you do. 2-possession game.
Penn State's going to spend the timeout to preserve the clock. You could just see on his face right there. He wanted to get the first down, get in the end zone, just finish the game right here. As it is, he's got an extremely reliable kicker to make it a 9-point game.
Keep in mind this Ohio State offensive line. Yeah, they have the size of an NFL offensive line across the board there. And Penn State, Brisker 1 ends up making the play, but it's really what's going on in the middle there. You have linebackers getting down involved there. Brandon Smith, 12.
Got an NFL player at number 1 too, who showed the strength.
Yeah.
Dragging Henderson to the ground. I mean, you got to just set aside testosterone and let the brain do the thinking here, right? Take the 3, go up 9, 2:45 to play.
Absolutely.
It's going to be 6th red zone trip and just once in the end zone. It's rare you see that and then a team wins the game.
Right.
Frankly. Ruggles, extra busy. He kicked 7 field goals all year. And he just gets it through. Hadn't missed a kick as a Buckeye. That wasn't his prettiest, but it gets inside the upright, and the lead is 9.
Yeah, the snap and the hold look pretty good. Yeah, everything looks good. Timing's good. It's just, whoop.
Yeah, it says they had it all the way. You end up, or at least at the moment, he says, I was closer than I wanted it to be. A little body English.
He said, oh, shucks.
You know, 469 yards offense. Penn State's defense feels like they've done a pretty good job, and yet with the skill at receiver, with Henderson, with Stroud, who didn't have an interception tonight, just 1 touchdown to Olave, and you think you do a great job against them. They got 469 and 33 points.
Yeah, but you hold Stroud to 305. That's a win. You know, if you would have told Penn State, Brent Pry, hey, the way they've looked these last 4 weeks, you guys are going to hold them to 305 through the air, you'd think, okay, we got a shot, especially the red zone defense continues to be outstanding.
Once again, the play that really makes the difference in a pretty competitive matchup. The defensive touchdown. Jerron Cage, that stupid score, the 300-pounder, galloping 58 yards for a touchdown. 6th defensive touchdown of the year for Ohio State. That may end up being one of the biggest plays of the night. He was early, but it really shifted momentum.
We actually did the we broke this play down to the point where we give you his 40-yard dash here.
A Modelo fighting spirit moment. Let's go.
Yeah, there's the fumble. Now big fella at 6'2", 305 pounds. He's got the ball. This is what you dream about. All right, 40 yards. Let's see what his 40 is here. He's got a running start. That should help him. And 5-1.
Wow.
5-1 for the big man. At 305? What do you call that, the pit crew?
The pit crew, they're fanning him. They're pouring water down his front, down his back. All right, Clifford down by 9. Desperation time needs a huge play. Backpedals and dumps it down. Not what they're looking for. They don't have any timeouts. That's a loss right there.
Yep, had to use all those timeouts to try to help their defense out. Now you got to get the ball out of bounds. You got to get the ball downfield.
Into traffic. Dotson spun free. They'll stop the clock momentarily. First down to the 42.
Obviously, Clifford, ton of experience, urgency here for Clifford and the Penn State offense. They did substitute, so that slowed down the game, and the play clock continued to roll.
Dotson again dances out of bounds across the 45-yard line. You're thinking, get down, touchdown, onside kick with enough time left to take a shot at perhaps a game-winning field goal. A lot of stuff's got to happen, but the sooner they can reach the end zone, the better. Four-man rush. Clifford has plenty of time and launches to Dotson. They're getting closer down to the 31-yard line. Again, the clock will stop momentarily here.
Found that crease between the safety and the corner. Dotson's incredible body control, great ball skills downfield.
Buckeyes ran off a couple of men late. And the flat overshot Lovett. He was being tracked down anyway in space by Williamson.
Ohio State went from too high. Watch safety work to the middle of the field. Now you've got a big opening between that corner and the safety. He's able to put that ball perfectly in position where 5 can go up into the air, make a play, protect the ball, protect his body right there.
They feel like they did a good job on number 5 tonight. He's going to end up with a monster game. Statistically, 11 catches, 127, has a rushing touchdown as well. Buckeyes will take it though. Clifford has a lot of time. Ball batted down at the line of scrimmage there. And that was Haskell Garrett making the play. 3rd and 10.
Ohio State just sitting back in zone coverage. 2 safeties dropping back deep. They're keeping everything in front of them, trying to keep the receivers in bounds. Haskell Garrett eventually, because Clifford was indecisive, just couldn't see anybody open, and eventually 92 is able to just get to him and knock that down.
Four-man rush. Protection breaks down. Clifford has to backpedal and dump it off. Buckeyes got home, rushing 4, blew the play up. It's 4th down.
Well, I really like what Matt Barnes is doing and changing the picture up. Changing it up, trying to make Clifford have to think on his feet after the snap. Penn State's actually going to attempt a field goal, and Stroud has the leg strength to make this kick. I think as long as a 57.
Yeah, this is a 49-yarder. It was a school record 57-yarder against Pittsburgh a couple of years ago. So this to cut the lead back to 6 before they try the onside kick. Got to have this though. Nope. Drove it, but hooked it badly. And that should do it. Felt they had a better chance at a 49-yarder than they did pick it up 10 on 4th down.
Yeah.
Buckeyes are going to survive.
Hit, snap, and hold is good. Just looked like he maybe hurried it.
Hit the ground, I think, actually before the football. Franklin's team fought hard, but the losing streak's going to reach 3 games. And a game they had to have to stay in playoff contention. Buckeyes earn it tonight, and they begin the stretch run, which will include a visit by undefeated Michigan State. And of course, the collision with the opponent they call the team up north in Ann Arbor.
And Ryan Day still has not lost a conference game as a head coach at Ohio State. Think about
20-0.
Think about that.
Yeah. Had the same record after 32 games here at Ohio State as Urban Meyer did, 29-3 coming in. So he'll get to 30-3. He knew it would be a battle. Average margin last 5 years in this rivalry has been 6 points. Ohio State felt like they could win the fourth quarter. They could wear down Penn State. That didn't really happen. Penn State battled. The game was great in the red zone. But this young Ohio State team has the answer. And they make it 5 in a row against their rivals to the east.
Now Clifford battled. Penn State played their hearts out. Ohio State gets a big win, sitting there at 6-1. Find out what the committee thinks on Tuesday night. So much happened today in the sport again, and will happen tonight as well.
We've got Nebraska on the road, then Purdue, then that Michigan State, Michigan double to close out the season. Down to the Holly Rowe on the field.
Well, Coach, you told me at halftime you had to run the ball better in the second half. How would you describe TreVeyon Henderson and your commitment to getting that done?
Yeah, well, we were trying. It wasn't for a lack of trying. You know, never quite got into a rhythm. It's not exactly the way that we saw the game shaken out, but it's good to get a gritty win like this. I mean, this is a good team. They're a very good defense. I thought our defense was gritty. I mean, they caused turnovers. They played well down the stretch. Our guys played hard. It's good to get this win. This is always a hard game for us.
C.J. Stroud is a young quarterback, learning his experience as he goes. How do you describe his performance?
I mean, thought it was good overall. I mean, sure, he missed some throws, but he played well. I mean, the whole goal in this game was to go 1-0 tonight, to win this game and to survive. And then, you know, we did that. But you know, that's just the way the football works. It gets tough. These games are hard, and we knew this was going to happen. We knew the backstretch of this season was going to be tough and hard, and here we are.
Thank you so much, Coach. CJ, Coach said that you had a tough road ahead. This was a tough Penn State defense. What was the biggest challenge you felt like you overcame tonight?
I mean, we just started. We were shooting ourselves in the foot. I mean, first of all, I just want to give all glory to God. I mean, without him, I would have been in this predicament, man. I want to shout out to everybody back home, but we just shooting ourselves in the foot, and I mean, we just got rolling. I feel like we're the best offense in the country, and when we get rolling, nobody can stop us.
That's right. Coach told you guys at one point, everybody calm down, just communicate. How did you go from that point and move forward as a great unit?
Yeah, I mean, on my part, I just had to be a leader. I mean, it wasn't the greatest game that we played. I thought we could do a lot better, but I mean, we got the job done. And on my part, I feel like we all did a great job. My linemen did a great job. Running backs, tight ends, receivers. I mean, we're just blessed.
All right, you're shouting out everybody but the D-line. Tell me about that defensive front and what they were able to do, including the score.
Man, it's tough because you see them every day in practice. So, I mean, Zach, Tariq, they all do a great job. Even the young guys do a great job. And seeing them in practice help us a lot. Give our O-line great looks. Give me great looks of stepping in the pocket. So, I mean, I'm just blessed.
You're so young, but is this a signature win for you to start your career?
Yes, man. I'm super excited. I'm super blessed. I can only just thank God. I mean, without him, I wouldn't be here. So,
thank you, CJ.
Man, thank you so much. Thank you.
Truly in consideration for the Heisman Trophy. So Kenneth Walker up at Michigan State make a strong statement today. Bryce Young was off, but Stroud will be involved in the conversation. If he keeps playing like this, the Buckeyes keep winning.
Yeah, he's a young quarterback. I think sometimes he's performed at such a level you forget. Guys in his first year as a starter, you learn from the great moments, you learn from the challenging moments, and this team collectively will continue to get better. Bigger obstacles ahead with Michigan State and Michigan.
Stroud just turned 20 about 3 weeks ago. You can tell he is youthful.
Young guy.
So Buckeyes have made their last statement before the first CFP rankings come out. The exclusive reveal presented by Allstate on Tuesday. Here are your first four and first two out.
Yeah, it's tough. Like I said, I want everybody, after you stop yelling at me for my four, go ahead and try to put your 4 objectively down. It's really hard. I think the committee, it's going to be a fun year because it's subjective depending on how you evaluate things. There's some people that think, well, if you're unbeaten, you should be up there ahead of teams with 1 loss. That's one way of thinking it. I look at it like, who are the better teams? Who have you played? Where have the challenges been? And so right now I have Bama at 2, Ohio State 3, Cincinnati 4, and first 2 out, very, very close. Michigan State, after a great win today, at home against Michigan, and Oklahoma right there.
It's just the first rankings. A lot can change, of course, but if you want to check out your team's chances to make the college football playoff, go to ESPN.com/All-State Playoff Predictor. And again, tune into ESPN on Tuesday night. SMU and Michigan, 2 undefeated teams that fell. Ohio State held to 16 points and about 100 yards under their season averages. That was to be expected against Penn State, but handicap this team's chances of navigating through and getting to the Big Ten championship game with just the 1 loss and staying in playoff contention.
Well, I think that their defense is going to be the aspect of this team that's going to continue to grow. They got a challenge today by Sean Clifford, and you look on the horizon, it's not just Michigan State and Michigan. Purdue can score points. Going on the road to Nebraska, you just never know. When you're Ohio State, you're going to get the best shot of that opponent like Penn State showed tonight. So they're all going to be tough for them, but I think the offensive firepower, they're going to go back to the film room and look to see what did Brent Pryde do to cause us such fits. And next time we see it, let's have some answers.
You mentioned Clifford. In a loss, he throws for 361 back in his home state. But on Halloween Eve, the all-scarlet night here at the Horseshoe, Brutus is being hoisted. It's a celebratory scene here. 33-24. The scarlet and gray prevail. Bill Pinnell produced the game. Derek Mobley directed it. A reminder that UCLA and Utah in action over on ESPN. Virginia BYU playing on ESPN3. Except on the West Coast. Stay tuned for your local news. For Holly and Kirk, I'm Chris saying so long from Columbus. Buckeyes win it by 9.